download from Triple J.
For more music, current affairs, comedy and culture, triplej.net.au.
And now...
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, bird watchers, Boyd buffs, hunt freaks, Friday fans, Sunny Bill types hoping for good news, new face of the East supporters, Carney Kennel Kids, St George supporting schoolies, under 13s, students of history, Latin scholars, tomb busters, Lara Croft droolers, Egyptologists and Australian parents thinking about dropping one for the future of the game. Welcome to the Festival of the Boot Part 2. Welcome to the Rugby League Grand Final. Welcome to Stadium Australia Homebush. Welcome to that one Sunday in October. Welcome to the birth of humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, the birth of humanity began 10,000 years ago today. Art historians, using contemporary dating techniques, are now convinced that images on the Atlantic side of the recently excavated Cave 9 at La Sceaux in southern France depict in glorious red and orange ochre a primitive 23-man scrum and a deep-set backline of 77. At the side of the scrum, a small figure with what historians believe is a number 7 on his back can clearly be seen about to roll the bison's head into the middle of the human structure of bent-over bodies on the grunt and poke. This compelling Neolithic artistic evidence dates from approximately 6,950 years BCE. Who knows what they called this early form of the greatest game of all, but it makes the game of rugby league 7,000 years old this week. Historians and footy heads, roll the birth of humanity tape forward 2,500 years to a darkened tomb in the Valley of the Kings. At a dig in Bayket, supervised by the big wigs from Macquarie University, on the north wall of a tomb built by Ramesses IX for his 4th illegitimate son Artemet, there's a baffling bas-relief cartouche. Scholars have recently translated the rough hieroglyphic cuneiforms of this relief, and the following ideas have emerged. 1. The ball must be placed over the try line with complete control and downward pressure. 2. All tackles must be below the neck, and the inflated Tiger's ball bag must not be passed forward by any player. 3. If you think you will lose, you will. 4. In a fight, one in, all in. Historians may argue about point 4, which is open to interpretation. But what is beyond doubt is that the game Artemet played and loved was picked up and transported by pre-Hellenistic Greeks who ruled Egypt, and introducing the greatest game of all into the Peloponnese Peninsula as Feininda. This version of the game, even though it still featured teams of 100 aside, would easily be recognised by rugby league fans today as the game they know and love. The birth of humanity becomes a Roman story with the invasion by Rome of Athens and Sparta. The forces of Augustus Caesar, along with the architecture, the theatre, the olive, the crushed fermented grape and sex, took the game back to the 7 hills around the Tiber. The Romans called the game Harpastum, which translates from the Latin literally as rugby league. While it died off in the eastern provinces of the Roman Empire due to laziness, corruption, poor diet and bad attitude, the game took root in Rome's northern provinces, and the Emperor Hadrian introduced the code into Great Britain. In England, the game survived and flourished, despite the attempts by various kings of the realm to stamp it out. Through the bad times, it was kept alive by amateur players who pulled on the boots in secluded dales and wooded dells. It was often played by outlaws, roundheads, supporters of Bonnie Prince Charlie, those who survived the War of the Roses and the terrible reign of Elizabeth I, who hated the game known as Greek pillows with a passion. King Edward II and Henry VIII introduced draconian penalties for anyone caught playing the pillows. These cruel and uncivilized monarchs, disturbed by the noise and the antisocial behavior of the pillow biters, as participants were known, decreed that any caught playing the game should have their genitals and bowels removed and force-fed to their uncles after a light mincing. Between 1456 and 1627, 1,527 pillow-biting martyrs were minced in futile efforts to stamp out the code. Mercifully, and for obvious reasons, Oliver Cromwell was a huge fan, and the game flourished during the Republic, only to fall foul of officialdom once the Restoration occurred in 1660. It was on Cromwell's watch that the first Bible appeared. It is completely unrecognisable from today's Rugby League week. In the only surviving copy from 1647, now on display in the British Museum, Bastard Bruce, the bush pig from Cromer, was named Greek Pillow Player of the Year. Now, roll the Birth of Humanity tape again, when the royal portrait painter Sir Joshua Reynolds began his wonderful series of rural portraits of landed gentry. The game of Greek pillows featured prominently in the background. His series of lords and ladies of the north showed the aristocracy seated on thoroughbred horses from the Wigan district. There's the wonderfully arresting portrait of Sir Lionel Snell, now lost, which contemporary writers record depicting a haughty, bewigged buffoon eating a large meat pie in a red and white jumper with a number 13 clearly on his back. Art historians believe Sir Joshua was a closet Greek pillows supporter. The great E.H. Gombrich and the Queen's paintbox Sir Anthony Blunt believe that the 12 pictures that made up Sir Joshua's Northern Equine series were burnt by order of the King, and the players depicted hung, drawn and quartered. Mercifully, in 1908, common sense prevailed, and rugby league could be played and watched in public without fear of retribution and reprisals. Houses of the players were no longer burnt, nor were players discriminated against in the workplace. No longer were genitals minced and fed to reluctant relatives. And with renewed interest in Orientalism, the original codification from Archimed's tomb was translated into plain English, revealing at last Rugby League, a game of the people, by the people, for the people. The birth of humanity is the story of the rise and rise of rugby league. It is not a totally happy story, but it is a story of triumph on and off the paddock. The struggle to win against overwhelming adversity. And it's about seeking the bright light of truth. From its Neolithic beginnings, the game has always been the finest expression of the human spirit. The golden rule throughout the code's long and checkered history is that whatever happens on the field stays on the field. And a quick, big man is miles better than a quick, little man. Hand in hand with the rise and rise of rugby league has been an off-field obsession with mindless violence fueled by massive bouts of drinking. In fact, sports historians maintain it was the vast vats of warm honeyed mead that drew Sir Joshua Reynolds to the sideline and tweaked his interest in documenting the game. Incidentally, Chaucer mentions rugby league in the Wife of Bath's Tale, describing a lively Riesling as having the mysterious magnetism of the pillows of Socrates, thought to be reference to the drinking prowess of the pillow biters. And tonight, another chapter in the birth of humanity will be written. It is a story as old as time itself. 2 teams, 1 battlefield, and 1 dream, with the prize fought over by 34 completely pissed and violent men. And here, picking up the pen to write that chapter, are 2 men who have devoted their lives to unearthing the real history of that funny old game we call rugby league. Are you there, Senior Curator of Football Antiquities and our Indiana Jones of Rugby League, rampaging Roy Slaven? And are you ready to scribble the score? Classics Professor and holder of the Gus School Chair of Grapple and Grope, H.T. Nelson. Are you there, Professor of the Punch?
I certainly am, and thanks very much, King Wally in the soundproof booth. Good afternoon, Australia, and welcome to Rugby League Grand Final for 2008. Welcome to that one day in October. Welcome to the Boot Part 2. Welcome to the Grand Old Girls Stadium Australia at Homebush. Welcome to the climax of 100 years of hate. Welcome to Grappleathon 2008, my very good friends. This afternoon, the game of rugby league will once again be played for the highest principles on the planet. Those principles, as you well know, are peace through violence, of harmony through application of physical brutality and excessive drinking, of getting everyone to shut up and be just like us, or they'll cop a good kicking. But, my very good friends, once they shut up, they deserve a slab of beer. If you have just lobbed in from the space shuttle or the far side of the planet Coosbane, let me fill you in. The Boot Part 2 has 2 teams tugging on the handle of the biggest prize in world sport today. That's right, that shocked you. This is the biggest prize in world sport today. The maroon and white outfit is the human face of bowel cancer here this afternoon, represented by the Manly Sea Eagles, skippered by the Big O, Matt Offie Orford. And between the human face of bowel cancer and the ultimate rugby league glory is the most hated side ever to lace on a footy boot, the Melbourne Medibank Storm, in the purple and yellow, skippered by the Cooper Cronk, and isn't it great to have the name Cronk associated with rugby league at the highest level? The Melbourne Storm in the purple and yellow are coached by the gut-aching, always crook Craig Bellamy, sick in the guts Bellamy, with their only supporter and number 1 ticket holder also driving the bus this afternoon, the guru, Molly Meldrum. Yes, it's the same as last year. 2 health options in action in the boot this afternoon, my very good friends. For the best of the coverage of the Festival of the Boot, tickle your TV to the league channel down your end of the swamp. Turn down the football sound on that channel and turn up Triple J. Australia, sadly, we still live in a digital divide. It was promised to be fixed by now by the new government, the Cave Rudd government. Sadly, there's bugger all we can do about this divide. This divide means that Triple J listeners will know the score slightly in advance of the TV pictures. And today, because of a rights dispute, there's no online coverage. But now, let's get it on by introducing to you a man who simply loves the start of daylight saving. This man has not missed a grand final in 27 years, and he's tipped the winner in all of them. Rampaging Roy Slaven, welcome to October. Welcome to Homebush. Welcome to the Boot Part 2, the atmosphere, the occasion, the celebration of 100 years of hate. How are you seeing it this afternoon, Roy?
Yes, thanks very much, H.G. Nelson. What a great pleasure it is to be packing down with you again in this very August occasion. 100 years of rugby league as we know it today, being celebrated today. Obviously, the game, as we've learnt, is so much older than that, and it's an awe-inspiring story, and I don't know why rugby league isn't taught in schools. The truth of rugby league and its connection with the rise of human beings as the dominant life form on the planet. Having said that, HG, you know, we can talk about life, but we can't ignore death. And Harry Bath, the man described as the greatest forward never to represent Australia, left us last night. I received the word this morning at 2 a.m. I didn't mind being woken to receive that news. Harry was a very good friend of mine. I thought the bloke was a terrific bloke, and he was a master coach. The only reason he didn't really play rugby league for Australia was that he really wasn't quite good enough. But having said that, he had what I call as a classical rugby league mind.
Yes. Do you feel his presence here today, Roy?
I do feel his presence here, HG, and I feel the presence, of course, of Jack Gibson, who left us in such untimely manner just before the State of Origin game. And in between times, we lost Grumpy Hamley, the stalwart of the Lithgow Shamrocks, who captained the Shamrocks there for a number of seasons in the late 60s, who played for Australia and was regarded, I think, as the strongest prop forward ever to represent Australia, and who tamed the English wild man Vince Corellius all those years ago when test matches really were test matches. So we've lost three greats, Gibson, Hamley and Bath. And on that very sober note, though, HG, we've got to look at the future.
We do.
And we've got to say, look, out here are the kids that are going to be the future Harry Baths. They're going to be the future Jack Gibsons. The future Grumpy Hamleys are out here with us today, in a tradition that's been carried on since Neolithic times, as we know. And rugby league, you've got to look back, but it's a funny old game. You've got to look forward as well.
And here we see some magnificent pictures coming through.
There's
John Stevens. John Stevens is getting them, and there appear to be cars representing. What an innovation this is! Cars representing all the clubs of rugby league scattered around John here in the middle of the Grand Old Girl. It'll be a great moment for John. Not sure what he's chosen to sing today. I think it's "Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap."
Oh, is that good?
And this, I think, he's singing as homage to the Manly Seagulls. And Roy, are you putting aside today here at the Girl your historic hatred of anything to do with both bowel cancer and the northern beaches of Sydney, and are you going with the Manly Seagulls this afternoon?
No, actually. Look, I'm long enough in the two. I know the history of rugby league. I know the history of rugby league, and it's a history of. It's a checkered history, and one of the blights in the checkering of the history of rugby league is the existence of the Manly Warringah football team. I've always loathed them. I've always hated them. I've always loathed anyone who's put on a Manly... And I'm not going to change now.
No, neither am I.
Why should I?
I know, I understand.
Why should I?
Yeah. Were you shocked this week when a lot of press came out suggesting that people, especially in the Tommy Raudonikis camp, hadn't changed and had decided to go for Manly? Were you shocked?
I was shocked. I was spewing.
I know.
And I'm not talking to Tommy Raudonikis ever again.
No,
I phoned him to tell him that. That was the last thing I ever said.
Before you vomited into the phone.
That's right.
Sure, you couldn't send the vomit down the line. You wish you could. No. He got the message.
He got the message.
You.
Look at this, actually. Look, I mean, you talk about your world-class events. Just look at those pictures we're getting there.
Do you know who's
cars?
I know.
Utes, by the looks of things.
Cheerleaders.
And before that, we had the parade of old champions. We saw, Sticks. We saw Puff. We saw Chang. I mean, it was great to see them again.
And we have a connection with this. One of the Triple J announcers danced out there in 1999.
That's right.
Linda Mariano was out there shaking her booty, if I can put it that way, to, wait for it, absolutely everything by Vanessa Amorosi.
Oh,
now, I tell you who's weeping today, the Chinese.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't it make the opening and closing ceremony look like the rubbish it actually was?
I know, and this you're not going to believe, but I'm telling you now, this event we're watching here didn't cost as much as the Chinese opening ceremony. It did not. It has not. I'm telling you now, it hasn't. Look at this, barbecues. I mean, it's very Australian. It's a concept. You've got your ute, your barbecue. The barbecue is back. Rugby league is a family game. That's the message here today. Always has been. It's always been about families. Working families.
Working families.
Working families.
The 5 o'clock kickoff, is that what they're trying to
look at this banging the lids. I mean, take that, Rick Birch. Take that, Beijing. You can bang your fucking drums. Look what we've got.
We've got
we've got rugby league drums.
Look at this. This is unbelievable.
This is awesome.
I tell you what, this is building up very nicely for the opening ceremony of the World Rugby League Cup, which gets underway later this month.
You couldn't outdo this.
Look at that.
I'd like to see this repeated. I mean, that is rugby league. That image there. A garage rock.
With a rugby league barbecue out the front. In club colours.
Yes.
And also, Roy...
And people clapping their hair. Yeah, I'm into this.
I know.
I'm getting off on this.
I know.
Feel the excitement, baby.
Wow! Now, it's just about done, that steak, baby! If you want to come and get it, they will in about 20 minutes' time. Having said that, Roy, this early kick-off on the first day of daylight saving hasn't mozzed a lot of people.
Look, I don't think so. I think people just said, great. You know, it's an extra hour. We don't have to wait for the game.
No, fair enough.
That's the way I saw it.
No, fair
That's
enough.
the way I saw it.
Yeah, no,
and I'm
true.
not alone.
No.
You know, it was a real working family's decision, I think.
Tried to put it on at 5.
To put it on at a time, at a weird time. Mm-hmm. Having said that, AC, you know me, I'll play rugby league at the drop of a hat any time of the day, except 5 o'clock. I mean, it's just a horrible time to play rugby league.
Well, you don't know what to do.
You don't know what you do.
Beforehand,
It's not afternoon. It's not night.
No.
I mean, where do you have your tea? Well, you know, when do you eat?
Should you be barbecuing now so
Yeah.
you've got something to eat during the first half?
Normally, you know, if I'm going to have a game of rugby league at night, I'll have a little doze now. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's just wrong.
I can tell you came to work pretty toey today.
Yeah,
didn't
I
you?
know. I know. I missed out on my little afternoon nap. My rugby league nap, as I call it.
Now, 2 things. The Manly Sea Eagles were here last year. I mean, nothing's changed in rugby league in a year. We've got the same 2 teams as last year. Now, it's been a year in hell for the Manly Sea Eagles.
They've been in hell, yes.
Hell. Watmo especially. I mean, I'm going to name some names here. Watmo was shithouse last year.
He was horrible.
He lost him the match.
He did.
He's been in what's been described as purgatory. He's looking for redemption. Roy, is there any chance the Manly Sea Eagles, the Manly community, the human face of bowel cancer, is there any way they're going to go away happy this evening?
Well, they'll only go away happy if they win, HG. And on paper, they should win. I mean, you've got a depleted lineup in the Storm.
Yeah.
You know, without Cameron, call me Cam, Smith.
Open brackets, comma C, close brackets.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's not there. So they're going to miss that. I mean, he was a wise head. Having said that, there are a lot of wise heads prepared to step up into the breach, and I'm looking at Crocker. It's Watmo versus Crocker. That's what today is all about, because you're 2 known hotheads with a very short wick, you know, with a lot of fire out there lighting those wicks. Now, last year, Watmo, you know, sure, the wick was lit, but didn't go off.
No, now.
Didn't go off. Crocker will go off. This is his last game of rugby league in Australia. He's going to leave his mark here this afternoon.
And he was furious.
He'll either die or win.
Yeah. Now, look, he was furious at being left out of those moving on.
Yes.
The tape that was shown on the Rugby League breakfast the other morning.
Yes.
Now, having said that, it's the living end.
Oh, the living
end.
end are on now. Now, we should take a
wonderful.
look at the anticipation. You can sense the anticipation in the cars, can't you? Actually, look at those cars. They look as if they can't wait.
Choreography, you know, look at this. The choreography. That is wonderful.
Did Graham Murphy do this?
He
HG,
would have
or-
the Sydney Dance Company or the Sydney Dance
Sydney
Theatre.
Dance Company. Yeah.
The Living End. What are they doing? It's a White Noise.
White
Current hit.
Noise,
It's a terrific song. It's a song that says rock and roll, rugby league, an absolute natural.
Yeah, but unfortunately, actually, the tape, I don't know if Rix is involved, but the tape went off a bit early and the band wasn't ready.
Oh, no.
So,
The drummer wasn't on the kit?
well, none of them, I mean, this is a miming act now. We know it's a miming act.
God,
I hate it when that happens.
that is so
Can't
rugby
they
league.
get it
isn't
right? Can't they have some sort of communication, like Living End give a thumbs up and they
Yeah, we're
press
ready
the,
to go.
press the play on the tape?
Well, that's...
Too simple, isn't
I
it?
know. That's right. Now, look, you mentioned Crocker.
Yeah, I like the way Crocker plays. He's got a real rugby league head.
Yeah,
and he's got a rugby league spirit.
And a rugby league mind behind the head.
And a rugby league mind in the head, yes.
Can I just add, the last time these 2 teams met, Crocker was involved in an all-in 3 minutes. Now, the extra spice that's being added today, there's obviously, you know, they're loaded, they're ready to rock, you know, lock and load.
Yeah.
There's a tryst been going on involving Josh Perry of the Manly Sea Eagles and Clint Newton. And somehow it appears that Clint was with an unnamed woman in the Northern Beaches. Josh Perry turns up and says, "How about it, babe?" All of a sudden, the relationship between Clint and the aforementioned woman is off. Clint's great mates with Crocs. All of a sudden, Crocs is going to sort out Josh on the rugby league paddock because of the sheet action up in the Northern Beaches, Roy. Is there any truth to this story?
Yeah,
Do you
there
think
is.
this
There
sounds to you, this stinks of rugby league, does it to you?
Yeah, look, it's a real rugby league romance, this one, HG. And, I've said this to you many, many times. I mean, once a woman has tasted the strength and power of a front row forward, she rarely looks elsewhere after that.
Keep going, Roy. I'm interested.
Having said that, Having said that, you'd think Newton would have been enough for it.
Historical fact number one. Rugby league is older than the stone axe and far more effective. Get the league facts today, live on Triple J.
Roy, this week there were a lot of, what would I call it, festivities connected with 100 Years of Hate. And one of them was the announcement, and I think we followed this on This Sporting Life throughout the year, of, it climaxed with the announcement of the sexiest man in league, Matt Ballin, the hooker for the, obviously, the human face of bowel cancer. Did that surprise you at all? And did you feel as though Josh and Clint were robbed, given that they had, obviously, runs on the board in the caper?
Well, I thought Crocker was robbed.
Yeah.
You know, because I speak to a lot of young women around the clubs because I'm interested in this sort of thing. I'm interested to see how the image of the players are stacking up, etc. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing the number of people, when I start quizzing them, about potential men of league, winners and those being shortlisted and talked about as potential winners. So many of them have said to me, and I'm talking a significant percentage here actually, I'd say 90-95% of them say, well, Mick Crocker would do me.
Yes.
Mick Crocker would do me.
The Croc?
The Croc.
In action?
Yes.
Enough. I'd be satisfied with that.
I think we're going to have to re-look at or re-examine the criteria for the sexiest man of league. I mean, you can have what I call your bloody, your sponge. Mm-hmm. Your jam sponge types.
Oh, yeah, true.
And there are a lot of... It came down to jam sponge types. Mm-hmm. Your real rugby league knockabout, roughhead, rugby league mind in a rugby league head and a rugby league body with rugby league intent. That's what I think we should be looking at for the sexiest man in league.
I take your point entirely.
You know what I mean? We don't want catwalk models. We want people who are going to get onto the catwalk and rip it to shreds.
I know. Would Watmo get a look in that lineup?
Well, I think... I would have been happy had it come down to those two. Just get out and strut their stuff.
And leave it burning. Now, the cars are on the move as the living end there. Now, two issues, Roy. One, a tactical issue, wrestling and pulling players' heads off.
Yeah.
Are you at all worried that this game will be blighted by, a lot of grappling of the head as opposed to ball and all tackles or around the ankle tackles and so on? Is the grappling worrying you in your appreciation of rugby league in season 2008?
Look, I think it's been overblown, this whole grapple-tackle business, HG. In my day, if a bloke was punching your head or grabbing your head, you knew you could get the ball away.
I know.
They weren't shutting the ball down. It's all about shutting the ball down. So I was more than happy to have players go up my head because I knew, well, fine. You'd say this, suck this monkey. You know what I mean? When he'd hit you on the head, suck this monkey, and you knew the ball had gone, and the bloke looked like a dick.
I know. We'll see a bit of that this afternoon.
Well, that's right. That's right.
Can I ask you to speculate on the tactical problem? And I see one enormous tactical problem with the Manly lineup. I haven't really got any doubts that the Storm have worked it all out. But the tactical lineup is, when do you inject Beaver?
Well, I think it's going to be a real psychological, scar on them if the Beav isn't out there. I mean, this is the Beav's. I mean, they built the whole thing around the Beav.
I know.
So much so I'm a bit worn out.
You're over Beav.
I've had enough of the Beav.
You'll be glad to see him go.
Someone had phoned me this morning just after I heard about Harry, at about 2:10 and said, guess what, Roy? I would have thought, oh, no, don't tell me someone else has dropped off the tree.
Brett Kenny.
No, Beaver's got gastric. I would have thought, you beauty, we don't have to put up with the bloody clown again,
Listen.
But having said that, they've built their whole bloody week around the Beav.
Promotion there.
So if the Beav doesn't go out there, that's already putting up a white flag.
Would they be nervous, the Storm, about when the Beav's going to...
I don't think they give a bugger about the Beav.
No, fair enough. 429 games, or whatever it is, the Bar Lamb.
Yeah, the Bar Lamb. Yeah. But having said that, if Manly win and the Beav gets the Clive Churchill, I'd be the first man to go up to him and say, congratulations, Beav, well done. When are you leaving?
This is The Boot, Part 2, The Dig for Truth at the birth of humanity. And it's live on Triple J.
And speaking of the medal, Roy, in the end of the game, are you expecting an apology? It's a bit arcane, this story, but are you expecting an apology from the Melbourne coach, Craig Bellamy? This goes back to the match a fortnight ago, where Obviously, or last weekend, really, a fortnight ago, when the Cam had to go before the tribunal last week, when the tribunal said he couldn't play in the grand final or the match last week, and Bellamy and Waldron blew up. They were fined $50,000, and now, of course, the tribunal, and I'm not sure how much we can reveal about this because of its sub judice, the tribunal feel as though it's been defamed. The individual members of the tribunal feel as though they've been defamed. I don't want to name names, but apparently people, ordinary people, on buses, on trains, in traffic jams, have been spotting the members of the tribunal and saying, so-and-so, you're a dickhead. So-and-so, you're a cheat. You've been doing it all your life. What are you doing it on the tribunal for? What do you see as the best way to diffuse this potentially time bomb which is about to erupt in the rugby league?
Well, I can tell you this as a fact, actually. If those clowns on the tribunal do charge Bellamy with defamation, they'll win the case, without doubt, because he did defame them, without doubt. But I know any sensible judge is going to say, all right, guilty. You'll pay a defamation fine to these clowns of 2 cents each. That's how much you've defamed them. 2 cents each. And you know what, HG? I wouldn't give you 2 bob for the lot of them.
The cavemen had it. The Egyptians loved it. The Greeks refined it. And the Romans spread it. What was it? It was rugby league. And today it's live on Triple J.
And it turns out the coach of the Seagulls, Des Hasler.
Oh, Diamond Des, yeah.
Dr. Des has been doling out the pills on the calf's blood in the what would I call it, the laboratory, the human face of bowel cancer. And no stranger to see they're sponsored by the Bowel Cancer Association, the human face of bowel cancer under the Terry Hill grandstand. I mean, how's he going over there with this sort of Project Frankenstein that he's got going to build a rugby league player out of herbs and calves' blood and, sort of various...
Well, he's always dabbled in this sort of thing, actually. I mean, you and I, we'd often walk from the ABC through Chinatown on our way to Phillip Street.
For a Monday night.
Well, for Monday, tribunals.
See the cheats in action.
Judiciary, yeah. How often did we see Des Hasler there buying...
Pound after
pound of some sort of weird powder or, rhinoceros horn and that sort of stuff. I mean, he's heavily into that sort of stuff. It's never worked for me. I think if you give a bloke a decent bloody steak with a pepper sauce and a couple of
cure a lot of things.
That'll do me. That'll do me. I think everything else is rubbish. But if they think, they may well be humouring Des and saying, oh yeah, I took the tablets last night, Des.
Good on you.
Yeah,
good on you, Anthony.
It's going real well.
Feeling a lot better for it.
Sure. I don't think the players believe a word of it. They're humouring him.
No.
Having said that, though, Des has always been a fitness freak.
Yeah.
I mean, there's never anyone fitter than Des Hasler.
Even today, he's fitter than anybody on the team.
He
could run on.
Yeah, I know. He was never a particularly good player, but he was very fit.
Can I ask about Tony Archer, the referee today? Obviously, he's had a wonderful season and a wonderful series in the finals. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And, you saw him on the way in, and you obviously bumped into his car to just give him a touch-up on as we came into the car park today.
Well, I'm playing on his mind, because he's going to think to himself, oh, I'm going to have that fender fixed. It's the sort of thing you don't want niggling in your mind.
I know, of course it was. It was just a little bit of 100 years, Tony.
That's right.
Fair enough, too. And
he was dark until he saw it was me.
Yeah.
And then he grew big grin, Have a good one, Arch, I said to him, yeah.
Did you get any idea about his mindset, apart from obviously he was pissed off that you bumped into his car, which can put somebody off, but I don't think Tony Archer, because he's a police prosecutor.
He's a police prosecutor, HG. He weighs up the evidence pretty carefully. And I like his judgments. I do. Can I just say he adopts what I'd call a common sense approach?
Yes.
He's a real common sense man. And that's what we need out there with the P and the whistle. That's who we need.
Can I ask whether you think that he could have got into in between the sheets in that Josh Perry, Clint Newton?
Well, he'd have had an attitude towards it. And I'm still waiting to see what the Rugby League has done in picking the referee of the century. Nobody's done this. Nobody's done yet who should be the the
touches of the
touches of the century.
And who's upstairs of the century?
Yes.
I don't. Well,
these things. I mean, why hasn't this been done?
I know. Well, that's got to be done. And
I'm assuming there's going to be an announcement at half-time. Ladies and gentlemen, the touch judge of the century, here they are.
Yeah, and the video rips of the century,
yes,
here they
are.
Now, who's in the box today up there? Obviously, we're down on the sideline here.
Well, I assume it's Harrigan, that clown Harrigan.
Oh, that chicken clown Harrigan. Yes.
I assume it's Harrigan up there.
And has he got a professional with him? Like, I think Bert Newton did offer to make himself available.
Well, I think Don Lane's up.
Don Lane's in there with him, is it? Well, we get some crazy ideas then on some of the decisions. You're with The Boot Part 2 on Triple J.
You are listening to the birth of humanity and the rise and rise of rugby league live on Triple J.
Hi, Steve Canane here. Coming up this week on Triple J TV's The Hack Half Hour, we ask, is the great Australian dream a crock? Should you give up on trying to buy your own home? We'll find out why Australia's property obsession is linked to the fear of communism, and which member of the Chaser bought a house at the age of 13. Triple J TV's The Hack Half Hour, where even a conversation about property can turn out interesting. This Monday night on ABC2 at 8:30 or online at triplej.net.au.
We've got some great pictures now coming through to the monitor here on the sideline of the rooms. We've got Craig Bellamy there laying down the law. He's dressed for the occasion in a purple shirt, not tucked in. It's fantastic. And Crocker's looking, look at those thighs. Look at the head. I mean, don't tell me that that's not, well, pure sex in a rugby league shirt. And, Roy, look, can I just ask...
the Manly dressing room, actually. I mean, they're not very focused, are they?
No.
And there's Dares, he doesn't know what to say. He's got nothing to say. It's a bit of a bloody Browns cows. Bloody out.
You should have them sitting down.
Yeah.
And this might be the rugby league trophy about to be bombed in to Stadium Australia. Now
what's this about, actually? I didn't know our Defence Forces were involved today. Are they contributing in some way?
Look, it must be some sort of eco thing.
It's not the Prime Minister arriving or something,
Oh,
is it?
Lord, I hope not drawing attention to himself. But what have they drawn on the helicopter, Roy? It's some sort of bird, is it?
Is it a tiger's tail or something?
Could
Is that what
be.
they're suggesting?
I can't read that at all,
Is
well,
this
but
part of the opening ceremony, or is this...
just something add-on.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to lower it, don't
Well, I
they?
tell you what, it's got me intrigued.
It has. It's got me sitting forward in my seat.
I want to know what's going to happen here.
This is a sort of some add-on that they haven't... remember in the AFL they flew the 380?
Yeah.
The new plane around? That was great.
They did. I tell you what, actually, I worry about these old helicopters in this circumstance, because this
They're
could
not
easily
used to
go pear-shaped and it could end up in the crowd. I can see a lot of deaths here.
I know. I can see...
We'll wish this on anyone.
No.
Don't get me wrong. But I think Harry Bath, that's enough.
Yeah, that's true, this week. Now, can I just get you to run the eye over? If I said to you that where I think the Melbourne Storm recently have had a lot of success is with Steve Turner. The Melbourne Storm, Steve Turner, it seems to me that he is a real key now that they've lost Cam Smith. On the other hand, Steve Matai, for the human face of bowel cancer, seems to me a very integral player for them. Given that you expect all the others to do what they're normally doing, I mean, I'm not sure, I'm not sure that the guns like Folau and Inglis have actually stamped themselves that much in the final.
No, they haven't, have they? I mean, Inglis has really been a man missing, hasn't he? He's done nothing. Done nothing at all. On the other hand, Folau has done a bit. Mm-hmm. Obviously with the high ball, he's a champion with the high ball. But I think Inglis, this is his chance to say, all right, I'm a great player. Now we're saying, well, prove it, prove it. Now he could prove it today. He's not the classical 5/8 shape.
No, he's not, and he doesn't play like
he doesn't play like a normal 5/8, which puts a lot more stress on Cooper Cronk. And now look at that, look at him there. There's old Sticks.
There he is.
Ah, look at him. I don't recognise him if he's not covered in mud these days.
And they're going to bring the trophy in. And who's that little bloke there? Is that Proven, is it? The little bloke with the glasses?
Yeah.
And God, I'd love to see him just get that helicopter right up alongside him and put the trophy on that white plinth. Can you remember the AFL tried to do this once? And they couldn't get the thing down.
No.
They couldn't get the thing to drop. Not with a helicopter, but with some sort of balloon act.
Yeah.
I seen somebody dropping off a balloon. They got it right down.
There's a wonderful... I'm getting the Defence Forces involved, actually, to bring the trophy. I mean, I would never have thought of that. No. I mean, that's...
I usually think it comes in the boot of a car.
Well, yeah.
I thought Tony Archer brought it out.
Yeah, but who's going to... Is like Peter Cosgrove or someone like that
It's
going
nowhere
to bring
near.
it out?
It's nowhere near where it has to go yet, and they don't appear to be doing anything. They're not. They're just getting their hair ruffled.
Yeah.
Roy, the other thing is, it's. I'll never forget that day they built the Sydney Harbour Bridge. The apprentices.
Oh, wasn't that
built the
fantastic?
Sydney
Yeah.
Harbour Bridge. They couldn't dismantle it.
No, they couldn't.
I just hope they can
built
get this
them too
helicopter.
well, haven't
Yeah,
they?
far too well. I'm just hoping they can get this helicopter off.
Well, I'd hate
in
to
time
see
for
you
the-
have to come out with the Oxyus. Oh, gee, it's a heavy thing too. It's taking
no.
two of our
finest.
Of our finest.
Oh, yeah, the
physicists,
waving.
our
Oh, the
SAS.
waving. That's fantastic. The waving. Look at that. That's wonderful. Here it comes.
The symbolism, I don't know what the symbolism is. I've no idea what this is about. But I'm enjoying it. It's got a sort of, I don't know. It's
Sort of rugby league now, 100 years
well,
on.
it's surreal
I
in
know.
its literal sense, isn't it?
It is. Surreal, that's right. Did you see the big version of that trophy going across the harbour this week?
Yes,
It's
I
just
did. Unbelievable.
No one watched it, but
No,
it just
no,
went
it
out
was
for an outing on that. Now they have to hold it down or it's going to get blown away. Oh, it's beautifully done
Oh,
there.
it's
they are.
arrived, yeah.
That's fantastic.
I mean,
it's
you
in the
could sense
house.
the anticipation, couldn't you? A lot of people saying, where's the trophy? Where is it? Where is it?
Now, speaking of people, are you disappointed that this isn't a sellout today? Does that get on your wick? And can I point out that the Hornsby line, this is for people who know this city, the Hornsby line is up for track repair. That's the main conduit to bring people into the city to get them out to the ground here.
Who's the new transport minister in the new...
Well, who knows?
Who knows?
It doesn't.
Who knows? It's a basket case.
Absolute basket.
I mean, you would have thought if anyone was going to do a bit of track work, you would phone the rugby league
And say, what have you got on that weekend?
When's your grand final?
Yeah, what have you got on that weekend?
I mean, that'd be the first thing you do, wouldn't you?
You would.
I just don't understand. I mean, the left hand is not talking to the right hand.
And
the
why
left
is-
hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing with
I
this
know.
government.
And can you unravel the fact that it's not a sellout? I mean, you can get, if you want to
Look,
come...
I've got a feeling, HG, and Gallup, not that he's spoken with me extensively about this, but he was indicating to me at one stage that he was thinking of the rugby league buying up a lot of seats for the souls of dead players to sit in and watch the game.
What a lovely idea. Is that strong?
100th year.
Give me
I
that
suspect it might have done, yeah. So when we see those empty seats, they're not empty, HG. There's a soul, maybe Harry Bath sitting in one of them.
And Jack Gibson.
And I tell you what, there'd be a queue up there fighting for them too. I don't know how they're being distributed up there because there's a hell of a lot of dead players.
The Deadens. It's a wonderful touch in the rugby league kits and everything.
But it's quite haunting, isn't it?
It is.
When you just see those blue shapes and you think, well, each of those represents
A departed rugby league.
a departed rugby league player.
I know, it's a wonderful idea. Two-
Symbolism might be lost, though, on your average viewer at home. It
yeah,
just thinks,
but we'll remind
geez,
them.
Not many people there today.
Well, yeah. The other thing is, two issues that have bobbed up this week which surprised me. Firstly, the fact that the Manly Seagulls are going to be floated on the stock exchange this
Oh,
week.
what a good idea.
I imagine if they lose, they won't get as much as if they win.
No.
But that's, because of the stupidity of sentiment in the market. And the other thing, of course, is the problem of every rugby league side needing to have a betting agency to keep the game afloat in any particular area.
Well, that's because poker machine revenue's gone down
I know.
this year as a result of the smoking issue.
And the tax.
And the tax.
The imposts.
The imposts, yes.
For the
that's
state
it.
government.
Yeah. So now they're... I mean, rugby league clubs will be putting out their own credit cards.
I suppose so. Credit
You'd
card.
be able to buy a house through your rugby league clubs.
Financial advice.
Financial advice,
Yeah.
all of that. Your super, you'd invest
With the rugby
in
league.
the rugby league, wouldn't you?
I suppose if you had a few $1,000 and you wanted to do something innovative with it, you could invest in rugby league club.
Yes. Yeah.
What sort of return would they offer?
Well, they'd have to be doing better than,
Say BHP.
that anything's done. I mean, everyone's super's just plummeted. I mean,
Would that be the next bubble? Rugby league investments? Nothing to do with the club and the success of the club.
well, you're
but the
right.
investments.
I mean, I thought renewables was going to be the next bubble, but maybe you're right. Maybe it will be rugby league. I mean, it's funny things have happened.
This is history in the making. This is Rugby League. This is great. And it's live on Triple J.
Yes, this is the boot part two. The players are starting to come out onto the ground. We've got the Medibank Melbourne Storm in the picture now. And big Jeff Lima, who can take a hit and hand him out. And the number 5 in the Guernsey, Anthony Quinn. 2 tries in an Origin series. And here's the... look at that! that mascot, unbelievable. Cooper Cronk leading them out. Melbourne Storm thinks its members become part of the family in 2009. Well, let's hope they win today. There's old man
Guy.
Yeah, old man Guy, Geezer Guy running on now in the numbers.
And look at Beaver meet.
I know. The cheerleaders, Australian cheerleaders are the best in the world, aren't they?
They are wonderful, aren't they?
Were you disappointed this year when Russell Crowe canned the cheerleaders at South?
Yes, I was. I thought it was really stupid to bring the drummers in because I tell you, when the Beijing drummers came about, didn't the Rabbitohs drummers look pretty ordinary?
They did. Unlike it. Here they come. The Storm burst through the run-through. Something they picked up from the AFL down there in Melbourne. That's fantastic. And waddling on now, the number 6, the man who's going to have a big one today, Greg Inglis there.
Inglis, yes.
Storm for life. Number 16, one of the bench players, Sika
Manu, actually.
I know,
yeah.
looking fit. That very good bum on. Steve Turner there, greeting, of course, a player he's never met before in his life, and decided that he should introduce himself now. That number 12 there is Glenn Hall. One of the mystery. Here's Offie getting the signal, and they're on. Offie leading the Manly, the human face of bowel cancer. There it is. People ask me what it looks like. You can't get a better image than that of it as it runs on to the grand old girl here. Stewart behind him, and the man they call the Wolfman in third spot. If only he did a bit of howling at midnight, it'd be an even more attractive picture.
Yeah.
Gee,
well, Stewart, I mean, he'd have memories of that tackle Crocker put on him last year.
I know.
Put him straight out of the game.
I know. It's going to be
could
fantastic.
it happen again? Are we going to get a deja vu?
I think we're going to get a day. No one likes us and we don't care. Oh, well, I suppose that's fair enough, except for Tommy Raudonikis, who this week turned. Glennie Stewart here, the brother, nattering away to the support staff there. A lot of support for the Manly Seagulls here this afternoon, Roy.
Yes, there is. It's disappointing, isn't it?
And I don't know, look at their cheerleaders, best in the world. They're the best cheerleaders in the world.
They are great.
Sadly, there's no run-through for them.
No.
They haven't learned anything about how to dress up a team. But very solid Manly. And Roy...
Beaver fever. You know, I suppose there is a bit of beaver fever about. I haven't experienced it. Actually, this is the first time, you know, that we've had two halfbacks as captain in a grand final. First time ever.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's
in
right.
the history of rugby league?
In the history of rugby league.
Since, in the 7,000 years?
In 7,000 years, it's never happened.
Since that Lasso...
Yeah.
There's no suggestion.
No suggestion,
right.
no. Isn't that incredible?
It is incredible, and as we see...
it can always... rugby league never stops surprising.
It doesn't. It never stops surprising, and of course today, Beaver, as we are almost ready for the National Anthem here, and hope we can get an idea from our sideline chap out in the middle there when the anthem is underway. And we can. And there's Offie then getting a cuddle from Stewie and the Wolfman there alongside, and I hope he does a bit of howling this afternoon.
Very emotional time.
I know. And what's nice is the people upstairs are standing up as well. Yeah. Here it is.
I think we're going to go now very soon, actually. I think it's about it. Let's go.
Yeah, the National Anthem. Here it is.
When a boy becomes a man, he must do the best he can to live his life and find his childhood dream. I've had the good times and the bad, but the biggest break I've had was when I found that girl that thought of only me. Thank you for your smile and the love that's in your eyes. And thank you for the heart that's big and true. Thank you for the many things you are, my love. Let me thank you for just being you.
Yes, what a wonderful reading by Anthony Warlow there. And Roy, can I just acknowledge Rob Guest's passing as well as Harry Barth's. The Rugby League, in a fitting tribute, have set aside 200 seats for show business.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
People of the past who are here in spirit.
Sure. Oh, that's fantastic.
We'll keep an eye out for them.
Well, Rob loved his rugby league.
He did love it. No, rugby league was, it has lost a great contributor.
Yeah.
And the two teams in the huddle. I don't like that idea that particular player there, Williams, is thinking that this is funny.
No, it's not funny at all. And I tell you what, I did know, and Beaver's coming off.
Beaver. Injecting the Beaver is the big question in this first 40 minutes.
Well, that's be very disappointing for the Beaver not to be in the starting lineup.
Mad-eye walking
and disappointing
for
the Beaver fever people.
Group. Well, if you get beaver fever, it can carry you through a whole game. But picking it up halfway through is a big problem. Because the first 30 minutes, what do you do?
Yeah, well, that's right. I tell you what, Glenn Stewart looked troubled, HG. He didn't look very happy at all. He just looked unfit. He looked as if he'd just been vomiting or something. I hope he's all right.
Tony Archer now about to get the game underway. The boot part 2 here. Everything is in readiness. And Tony Archer's going to blow time on. And he's flagged him away. Here we are, the boot part 2. And the Melbourne Storm kick it off down in deep into Manly territory. And Manly defuse the offie there, getting the ball early. That might be...
It's all taken high.
Well, it's all, I think,
taken
underneath all
high.
of that. He gets up and plays the ball away. And is it time to inject the beef, Roy?
Well, I think beef should be out there, actually. I've said this all along. They're only doing it for beef. There's Kite.
Ballon there at dummy half, the sexiest man in the league. And this...
Josh Perry, I think, actually, yeah.
The
lover man.
The lover man, the third prong between the sheets, as we'd call it. And the Manly running the ball up, well defused here. A bit hard to tell early. Balance still at dummy half there. And Lyon gets the kick away, maybe on the fourth tackle count. And away it comes now with the first chance for Billy Slater to have a go one way. Taken by Matt-Eye. Very good defence. Somebody in late there. Pretty
Orford
late.
in late.
Typical of Orford's go. The human face of bowel cancer now.
Matt-Eye again.
Matt-Eye having a...
Watmo involved.
Good to see Watmo involved. He had a shocker last year. How's he going this year so far? Crocker. Oh, they're getting on to Crocker. A bit of wrestling around the head. I like that from Matt-Eye. But he's managed to talk his way through that. And away it comes to early exchanges here. Very fast. This might be Lima. A Lima for the Medibank. And away it comes now, and the Storm run it up. Doesn't this jumper make them all look fat, Roy, that they're wearing today? They're better off in the purple and yellow for mine.
That's true. That's true.
And at number 9, Aitken there, the mystery man out there today, Aitken. Russell Aitken
getting the ball away there on the boot, HG. Not a bad kick from Folau.
Yes.
That's a confidence builder.
A confidence builder early on there from Folau. And, of course, he handles, I want to say, the left-hand side. And the other bloke handles Cronky handles the right-hand side for the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, this will be the first scrum of the match, HG. Always a great moment in rugby league.
And it's come very early in the match so far here.
Yeah.
There's
Folau
the kick
had
there.
plenty of time.
He found his way through it and turned the Wolfman.
Well, he made the Wolfman
out.
look just stupid, didn't he?
Ordinary, yes, without much bark. And he's certainly concentrating early here, and the scrum will be set down, and obviously Tony Archer there to defuse any problems that Crocker maybe create.
Yep.
Oh, beautiful.
We've gone blindside, actually. Come the blind, come our side.
And that's
easily
Williams
snuffed out, yes.
With the ball there. Away it comes now, the Wolfman involved there. Away goes
Stewart,
one side.
Glenn
Stewart makes a bit of a break, a half a break, and they're onto the red paint there.
Doesn't look well, Glenn Stewart.
2.5 minutes. He's Kite with the first promotion of the ball. He centralised the ball. That's something I picked up from Ray Rabbits Warren this week. Centralising the ball.
Too, actually. That
promotes
was nice.
and centralised the ball. And there we've got the man, the bed man, Mr. Perry, the prong between the sheets. There we go. The sexiest man, a lead dummy half. The off. He gets it away on a beautifully diffused there. Slater. He comes away from one. There. Oh, Matt-Eye involved again.
1-on-1 too, HG. Stewart was there as well.
Turner gets away, makes a gain of about 1.5 yards. That's Matt-Eye involved there.
Penalty time if he's not careful here, Matt-Eye.
There's Inglis now. Who's this with the ball? Might be one of the big boys there, Jeff Lima with the ball.
Yeah.
And away it comes now at dummy half. Aitken again settling the play down. Goes out wider. They're a bit bunched here, the Medibank players. Oh, beautiful reefing of the head there by Steve Bell. Ding Dong Bell. Away goes to the old man Geyer. Guy's knocked over on the 30-metre, as you can see. We've played about 3.5 minutes, and it's time to inject the beef. There's the
Cronk.
Cronk with his first, maybe his second
mistake.
Oh, bad mistake there as he gets past the winger there.
And here comes Crocker.
Michael Robertson with the ball. Is he going to pass or is he going to take the hit? He takes the hit. And away he goes there. Play ball. And Manly, the human face of bowel cancer, gets it away to Matt-Eye. Matt-Eye breaks the tackle almost, but he can't get past. Is that Folau holding him up there? Back it goes to Stewart.
This
Watmo. Remember, he's in perdition, beautifully attacking the head there. Jeff Lima got him high and tore his ears off, and that's how he likes to play. And away it goes. Kite
again. Promoting the ball, actually.
Promoting the ball.
Centralising.
No, not centralising there. No. He's running away from the centralising aspect of the game. Back it comes now. Manly still.
A lot of room to move here.
Oh, indeed. Oh, good tackle there. Might be.
That might have been Ballon, yes.
Underneath all of that, the sexiest man in the league. Away it comes now for a bit of a kick. That
What's an up and under from Lyon?
Very high, a rainmaker. Here they go, up they go. Beautiful.
Well done, Slater. He's lost the ball.
No, knocked it backwards though. Unless the.
No, that's fine. That's fine. He controlled the football.
Oh, here's trouble. Oh, great defence there. Might be Lyon and Wolfman. involved. And Wolfman gets another one, gets away, tries to play on. But Quinn, 2 tries in Origin, 1. It goes to Crocker now on to Turner. On to Geyer there, taken a good defence early here from Manly. Bit of ragged play here.
Yes.
But they're making it hard for the Storm to play.
Well, the Storm have done well. They've got out, HG. I mean, they were under considerable pressure there. And bear in mind that Manly have never beaten the Storm outside Fortress Brookie.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
Kicked it into a player. Might be 6 more to go. Crocker looking to unload. Taken round the ankles.
Still going, Crocker.
Held. A beautiful refereeing there by Archer. It's Kronk. Geez, allowed to run a fair bit. He's got it out wide. Beautiful pick up there. Comes back inside. Finds a bit of room.
Oh, still going.
Unloads. No, he's
forward pass.
DQs. Gee, they were lucky there. The Melbourne.
Well, that's rubbish, Archer. That wasn't forward at all. It's what we call a flat ball. They're playing it flat.
The human face of bowel cancer were lucky there. They could have got very caught up here.
Yeah.
Great running there from Kronk out at wide. Well, I don't know.
That wasn't forward. That's not the one he's picked them up on. It's that one there, and that was fine.
And it wasn't the touchy who picked him up. Manly get the ball. They're running it back.
What, Mo?
In seeking redemption here today at the grand old girl. Ballon there, a dummy half. On it comes to Kite. Oh, good head work there. Saw the next snap back, and he's played that penalty.
He's saying they hit him too high.
Looks like they're penalising Russell Aitken for hitting him too high.
Yeah, I'd like to see that in replay because I don't know. It looked to me as if it bounced off the ball into the head. Well, you can't.
Well, and there's Frankenstein.
For that.
He's just rueful. He's thinking about having a bit of rhino horn to get him through the afternoon. And the rhino horn talking there. And
that's a good kick too. That's given him 40 metres, HG.
Yeah, Lyon.
Lyon's kicking well. He's a confidence player.
Confidence play. Yeah, very much a confidence play. Here we've got the Ballon there with the ball. He gets it away, plays on now. This is a chance for Manly to go for early points here.
Well, this will test the Storm defence.
Kite, on the ran at Crocker.
Crocker, he got away from Crocker.
Crocker's starting to get involved now. I think Archer will have to step in here, as you can see, about 8 metres away from the line. Away it goes, looking for a bit more space onto Orford. Here comes Maddie. Maddie charges onto it, but can't go for very solid defence. Turner again. Great player for the Storm all year, Turner. Away comes to Orford. Orford out wide. Looks on Lyon. Lyon holds it up.
What a
now Melbourne Storm have it. Melbourne Storm have it. And Lyon had to tidy up that defence. That was very bad play.
That was Bell. Bell.
Ding dong Bell. Ding dong Bell. Butcher to try, Roy. Butcher to try.
And now holding down, slowing down the play of the ball. Yes, Lyon, you.
Penalty. Would you inject the beeve about now, Roy?
Well, I think the beeve should be out there.
Look, here we go. Here, did he expect that to come? No, he looked at what Inglis was going to do.
That's right.
And Inglis just picked up the ball, and he was lucky there to.
Well, he's ankle tapped,
and then in he comes, and then
held him down too long.
I haven't got any idea of where the kick went, but it does look as though they've made a pretty good game.
Yes, they look as if they've made about 33.2 metres each.
Very good, Roy. Is your theodolite working? And away it goes.
Good defence there. Watmo involved.
Yes, Manly bottled up Lima there with the ball. Away it comes to the card table side of the ground.
Oh, that's a good run.
Jeremy Smith.
Good run.
Jeremy Smith. He was out of last week. They're going to get a bit back from him this week, I think. And Storm out wide it goes. Here's one of the props coming forward. Is that that's the bloke who likes hitting people around the head? Brett White, is it?
Yeah.
And on it goes. Kronk. Now they've got a chance. It went one way, a burrowing under move. Manly hold him there. So far the cancer is held. And back it comes to the card table side. They've got runners here queuing up. Oh, this would be worrying if they get some points here. They've got the fifth tackle.
Kronk for a kick.
Let's have a look at what they've got. Kronk. Here's Kronk now. It's going the other side. They've got Inglis. Falau up there. Oh, no. Defused nicely. And back for a
like
restart.
Somebody might have been kept out of that contest there, though, HG. I'd be interested in looking at that, but whether 9 is or not, it's a separate issue, of course.
Tony Archer there, restart from Ballon onto Watmo, and then onto Maddie. And Maddie decides to hang on to the ball. He looked to offload, then pick up quickly there. Quick play the ball onto Crocker here with a bit of damaging head work. Yeah. And a couple of players coming in late. Let's have a look at that. Obviously there. Now where?
Well, he might have played for that, yes. I don't know. I think Falau played for the penalty. Mm-hmm. You know, soccer style. Italian soccer style.
We got Hall. Hang on, who's this? Perry. Sorry, the third prong in the bed. Onto Ballon. Ballon decides to do a bit of kicking. Can he find some space there? Not really. No, he can't.
Straight to Slater. Kick.
Doesn't Slater read the kick well?
He does.
Good. And lovely work from Orford on the head of Slater.
Oh,
Didn't worry about anything. Just went grab round the ears.
No love lost between those two.
No, that's right.
And,
He bounced down there and Storm get up and play the ball. They've got about 20 metres in. We played about 10 minutes of the first half in the boot part 2. Lima, I think this is with the ball. Lima getting buffeted away, but he hangs on to the ball. And, of course, and no effect of the conditions, Roy. How are you seeing that?
Well, if we saw in the earlier matches, HG, because of the heavier ground, because of the rain, that the forwards were tiring a lot earlier in those earlier games. So I assume the same phenomenon or syndrome we'll see here.
Yes.
So we'll get a lot of rotation of the forwards pretty shortly, I think. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if the changes were made soon.
Kick from Cronk there
on
on the 5th tackle, straight down, though, well diffused by the winger there in Michael Robertson. Robertson running the ball crossways. Can he get away from one? He gets the pass away. Very big hit there from somebody.
Wolfman.
Here's the Wolfman. He's got a bit of a run up at Guy, is equal to the task. Guy can kennel the Wolf. Glenn Stewart there and away to Ding Dong Bell. Now Guy's got him as well, has he? Yes.
Yes, he has.
Got him round the middle and pulled him down dude high. Away it goes now. Kite looking to make a centralise and well
Kite's
promoted.
done well. He's an unsung hero of this man.
Unbelievable. He's a really good player and does a lot of work. Doesn't draw attention to himself, doesn't he? Mad Eye got to get out wide. Can he get the ball away? He's knocked it off.
Great defence. Great defence. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's
very solid. It'll be a Melbourne feed
for sure
on the scrum.
For sure. I mean, he's rueful, but it was just a great tackle.
No ball security, Roy.
No.
You know, it's the first thing you learn. No ball security. His Kite's run here.
Kite run.
A very good player. And looking around there, wondering what to do next. And then here, this is great. Who's that getting him down there?
That was
English?
Falau, I think, or
Falau.
English. Might have been Falau.
Falau, they're
great
terrific
defence
work.
for Falau. I mean, defence is going to win this game, HG. We've said it all year.
We have. And so here's the scrum packing down. And a beautiful opening to the game, Roy, celebrating, of course, obviously 100 years of rugby league.
Yes.
And no sign of hate either, which is lovely, isn't it?
No. It hasn't got emotional yet.
It hasn't got... Absolutely right. It hasn't got
very
emotional.
professional.
Professional, yes, not emotional. That's a great run. Whoever's underneath that's a fantastic run. He took about 4 Manly players with him. Russell Aitken from the...
That was Crocker, HG.
Was that Crocker?
That was
God
Crocker.
almighty, that was fantastic. Go nailed backwards there. And again, lovely work round the head on that number 9 there.
I tell you what we are seeing.
We're
seeing a lot of confident football, aren't we, HG?
Confident football, you're absolutely right.
We're seeing professional, confident football. This is a wonderful exhibition.
Yes, and a little something happened there. I didn't quite get hold of it.
Short ball, HG, short ball, and went in with the elbow. Come on. Could have been you, dude.
Oh, no. Here it is. A big kick up. There was a bit of slow motion. He went into a hole there, everything. Time, everything. Here he comes.
Oh,
he's
no.
Go.
Oh, you idiot. Oh, Stewart.
If only he played the ball. He's nervous now. He's going to be
very
nervous
lucky to get away with that, Brett Stewart.
If only Slater had played the ball a bit quicker, he could have made Stewart look a bit of a goose.
Yeah, now look at this. He just takes his... he just takes his... He said, I don't want to catch this.
No.
I don't want to catch this.
And then Stewart runs into the back of him. We're not sure why.
Oh, well, he just tried to push him into the post. I mean, in the old days, there'd be no packaging in front of the post there, and you'd just knock him out. That would have been beautiful.
Okay, we've got Manly playing through Ding Dong Bell. He's made a gain of about 5 metres.
There's some
from the
concern
22.
about the state of Crocker, HG.
Oh, what, lunatic?
Well, no, I think that last run, that hugely damaging run we saw, might have cost him a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to see Crocker off.
No, well, they could bring on another player for a
it
while.
would rob the match of a tremendous spectacle without Crocker out there, wouldn't it? I mean, the whole game's about him, really.
It would, the whole day. Remember, he wasn't part of the parade of players who were leaving us on Wednesday morning. I was demoed by them.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, how could they leave Crocker out? He's the heart and soul of rugby league at the moment.
Good run there from Glenn Stewart, the slower of the two Stewart boys.
Here at Lyon with a kick now. A very high kick. This will take a little bit to get away with this. A Slater up brilliantly. Slater up brilliantly.
Slater,
I think he knocked his own player out, but doesn't matter. They've got the ball back. Away it comes now. This is Falau. He's had a quiet series. Look at that. That's fantastic.
Oh, yes, you need Crocker in the head.
Oh, it's all about Crocker today.
Oh, it is. Well, if
if
you were going to knee one of your own, I mean, you might as well do Crocker because he's not going to feel it. Is he?
A tremendous take there from Slater. On it comes, I think this is, is it Anderson?
I'm not too sure who it is under there, HG. It looks like Anderson, yes.
Way it comes now onto Inglis.
Inglis has done nothing and taken high there. I think that could be a penalty here. I think Stewart's going to be called out.
He's done it. Well done. Well observed. Well called, Roy. And that was
Stewart's look, it was just...
The slower of the two Stewarts.
The slower of the two Stewarts, yes. And he just thought he'd break his nose.
Oh, that's just not even trying to go low. That's just incredible whack around the chops.
And then a facial on the way down.
Oh, it's tremendous, isn't it?
I mean, that's not normally Stewart's go. I mean, I don't know I mean, maybe it's the powders he's been taking this week. I don't know.
Well, they did get the ingredients wrong.
Yeah.
And beautiful work there from Guy coming in to settle things down.
Yes.
Aiken gets this underway again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful
Mind
work.
you, seen that in slow-mo, actually. There was nothing in that.
No, it's
not worth a
attractive
penalty.
rugby league.
I mean, just a ticking off by Archer on the way. Keep it down,
Yeah, that's
slow
right.
boy.
Just didn't have. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. On the run, as we used to call it.
Yeah.
Aiken from dummy half.
They'll
Here's
score
Solomon.
here, try time.
Look. There's gone to Inglis there with a very good.
Well, very selfish of English. He didn't look around.
He just wants to get a little bit closer. Guy at dummy half. Then he's going to have to go one way. Now he's got to get a big prop involved who is standing still, sadly.
Well, where's Crocker?
Now, this might be White here with the ball, is it?
Yeah, it is. Now, where's Crocker?
Oh, knock
no,
on.
shocking pass.
Knock
Shocking
on.
pass.
Lima, unequal to the task.
Scrum it down, boys. Scrum it down. Be a manly feed, but they butchered that.
Now,
That was an appalling pass. I'd like to know who fired that pass out at the bootlaces.
well, let's
Was
have a look.
Inglis, was it? God,
There's
no, it wasn't.
Aiken.
Aiken. Oh, interfered with by the slow man.
Yes, I think so. Knocked
really,
his wrist away.
It may well have come off the slow man.
Oh, I
in which
don't know.
case, yeah, well,
Bellamy,
Bellamy's
yeah,
blowing
always.
up.
Oh, look
Doesn't
at
he
his.
sweat a lot?
Oh, he does. Fantastic. But he sprays the water on before.
Oh, right,
Just to
okay.
give him look. Because he's a working
Yeah.
family bloke.
Well, have we seen much of Crocker since he got kneed in the face?
No, we haven't. Here's Watmo seeking redemption here this afternoon, taken by a little bloke who might be Crocker, in fact. No, I don't think it was. It was, look to Dallas Johnson there, the forgotten man. Matt
Crocker's
out
still
wide,
there.
looking for runners. He's bottled up by the Melbourne Storm. And here's
Bringing
this
the
coming?
changes.
Ballon.
That looked like...
Or was it Josh Perry
that was
coming off?
Perry coming off. Yeah, the third man in.
Back to Ballon. Ballon with the ball now, looking for a runner and finds the replacement for Josh Perry, I think, there. This is King. Jason King with the ball
Jason
now.
King,
Oh,
yeah.
the attractive face of rugby
It's
league.
good to
too.
see Jason King out there,
Watmo
too.
able to run. Matt Eye looking through. Here's Crocker. Crocker does look as though he's had a go with the smelling salts and a bit of rhino horn, and he's back with us. And the human face of bowel cancer now with the ball. Orford gets a big boost up
It's a
there.
rainmaker.
And Slater again. Oh, he's trouble. Oh, Guy defuses
Coming up
there.
by
Take
Guy
it.
now.
Yeah,
Who
that's
was
good.
taken
Knock
out
him
there, though?
Oh, it's one of the Storm players. I think Storm aren't actually doing themselves any favours.
No, they're not.
here.
They're
And
damaging
defending
each other.
Yeah, they're damaging each other. Very hard work here, close to the line. I tell you what, Brett White's had a very quiet game so far.
Yes,
Roy. Remember
hasn't he?
in the match last week when he was able to get that three elbows onto the other player?
Yeah, that's
who had to
right.
go
That was
across. It might
beautiful.
have been,
Here's Crocker.
Crocker, look, he's lost nothing. That knee in the head did him the world of good early on.
stiffened
It's
him
been
up.
a great game so far, though, Roy. Fitting of 100 years
A
of rugby league.
wonderful game, mate,
A
Jim.
wonderful
Wonderful
display.
game.
This is Smith. Smith, I think they're going to try and give Smith a lot of work to do, especially around this part
Well, he's
here.
a battering ram, isn't
He's a
he? Your
battering ram.
old-fashioned... I
Battering
mean,
ram.
look at Smith. That's Harry Bath.
Who's here today in spirit. A beautiful kick there from Inglis. God,
Wonderful
he's turned
kick.
him around. And this,
He's the quicker of the two stewards.
let's have a look at him go now. Well, not Jamie Ainscoe, but, could be described as poetry in motion.
Jamie Ainscoe, God, they broke the mould, didn't they?
They certainly did.
Was there a
Here's the
better,
Wolfman.
prettier sight?
No, Wolfman here. I wonder when the Wolfman will have his next shave. Just a idle thought there. Back Ballon there at dummy half away. Goes out wide. Matt Eye with the ball now. Matt Eye, he's decided to
Do you
put the
think
hair.
Wolfman's looking for sponsorship, say, from Gillette or someone like
I
that?
would say so, yes. That the offie here with the
Yeah.
ball away. It comes now onto that Jason King, I think, who came on.
Yes,
for,
the King man.
Yeah, he
Replaced
came
the
on.
third man in.
Yeah, that's right. Who's having a rest, thinking about what he might get up to after
tonight.
the game. Tonight. Who he could monster. Back it goes.
Good
a
work
lot
from Orford there,
A
just
lot of
took it
show and
sideways,
goes.
yeah.
Bell here. Bell not really doing much at the moment. He's kind of...
You can overdo the show and go in that circumstance, can't you, SG?
Certainly can. Oh, somebody tried to get up. He got away. He's got away. He's got a bit of a kick in Melbourne. Get the ball back. The Medibank people have the ball back and they'll be pleased about that. And it's great to see government departments now sponsoring rugby league sides.
It
Of
is,
course,
both sides, isn't
I know.
it?
When the credit crunch comes, we'll only have rugby league sponsored by the government. It'll
we
be
will.
great, but it'll be all listed on the stock exchange and betting
Oh, it'll all be
available.
above board.
Thanks. There's a nice bit of head work there
You love
from
a bit of
the
work.
King. That's beautiful work. He wouldn't let go. That's why he's got his ears bandaged up there. Now the Storm motor made a couple of changes here too.
Well,
Oh,
here's
the
Beaver. Oh,
Here
Beaver.
he comes. Oh, it's got to old change in a minute. The Beav's
Well,
coming
good work,
on.
Slater.
Slater out
Here's
wide.
Falau.
Falau one way, then the other way. He tries to unload. He's still going. What a great run.
Still
That is
going.
amazing.
Try
He's got
time.
Turner on the
Try
outside.
time.
Turner bottled up there, just inside the field of play. Can he get up and play it quick though? The ball. Falau goes down the other side.
brilliant.
Crocker's
Crocker.
got he's just taken. He's within a metre. Oh, he's got to be. He can't be rolled over like that.
He was
can he?
rolled over and into touch. Did they take that too far?
I think that's
Crocker
wrong.
doesn't
because-
like Crocker's dark.
Well, that's terrible because he's rolled over about 20 times. What a great run from Falau.
Yeah, it's a turnover.
Oh, just a turnover. Okay, fair enough. Away comes Turner taken there, gets up and away we go here.
Here's the Wolfman.
Looking for sponsorship from Gillette. Oh, somebody else, Schick.
Oh, Schick, yeah, you forget Schick.
You do, the forgotten razor. And now something's happened here. Offside, I think. Jeremy Smith might be caught offside.
Was this a strip?
Oh, Menzies is on.
Here's Beaver. You can hear the crowd.
Yeah, they're Beaver Fever. There it is. 462,000 games, breaking Barlam's record here today.
No, equalising, I think.
Oh, equalising.
Equalising,
yes. And that headgear, it's seen so many of the matches. I think it's new today. And her Beaver, it's too late for the exercises in the jaw.
Well, there's nothing you can surprise Beaver. Nothing would surprise Beaver anymore.
No,
he's seen it all, hasn't he?
Listen to the chant going up. Beaver, Beaver, Beaver.
Yeah,
they give it to Beaver. And won his first run up, be good. That's Jason King bottled up there. So there was just a turnover before when the Medibank people were having a go.
Yeah.
It comes now on to Kite playing well.
Yeah. I tell you what, actually, this game has reminded me of a State of Origin fixture.
Is that right?
Yeah.
A State of Origin?
State of Origin fixture.
Right.
That's what it's got the feel about it, you know. Great players, great play, tremendous professionalism.
Tremendous professionalism, Ballon there. Here he is!
Here's Beaver! Oh, what a run.
Himself.
What a run.
You can see why Beaver Fever is all the rage here.
Yep.
Just incredible.
Unforgettable. I mean, that you can lock away is a great run.
That's right. Maddai on the outside. He's going to give him a try here. No, he's not. Maddai taken up. Beaver.
Snuffed out by Falau. Isn't the Maddai Falau engaged good?
Well, it is.
I mean, it's worth the price itself, isn't it?
I know, of admission. That's right. And a lot of people didn't have to pay today.
Here's Orford.
Great. Orford, big kick. Here's a chance now. Can they make
kick.
this? Almost
well done.
Yes, very good. And
that was Falau earning his money.
Inglis earning
his money.
And lucky there. I don't think the human face of bowel cancer really fought that one out or thought it through. There's the kick here as we see it here. They could have done better here. Jamie Lyon goes up. Oh, that's
it was
a great
lottery, actually. It was just a lottery. I mean, Lyon could have got that. And if he did, it was try time.
It is Jeremy Smith with the ball. Could you add something more to your try time comments? Just one word.
Baby.
Very good. Away comes now. And the Melbourne with the ball in the middle of the park. Aitken at dummy half. Looks for running. He's gone one way and then come back the other. He's got away. No one knew it was coming. They all stood still. Here's Cronk with the ball. Knocked over on the Triple J signage. He gets up and plays the ball away. Might be Slater up in dummy half. They wouldn't want something to go wrong here. The Melbourne Storm have got a little bit of a quiet time.
Well, they're
here.
going backwards at the moment, the Storm, aren't they? This is unstorm-like.
They're going to have to kick out of it. I didn't get the tackle count. Knocked over after the kick, but he's got plenty there. He's Wolfman.
Oh, well done by Wolfman,
Where Wolf in London makes a bit of a run.
Well, good run for Wolfman.
Crocker's going to have to get involved, but they bottle him up beautifully done there. And the 16's on that Sika Manu.
Oh, that was a good run. That was a good 25-metre run.
Yeah, very good
run. Redemption time.
Yes, baby. And there's... I think the Wolfman's done himself an injury by the looks.
He's
pulled up very dry.
We used to call that puffed out in the old days. A bit puffed out.
Kite with a little bit of headwork to go on with. Big gain here. This is a good set from the Manly team.
The Manly have done well
and
here.
Line and back onto the
Where's Beaver?
Beaver's got it now. Beaver's got it now. He's going to have a run. He looks
yes.
He's unloaded the wrong way. No.
6 to go.
Oh, has he played 6 to go?
6 to go. It's got to be.
0. You're right, Roy. Well called. 6 to go. They've got 10 metres to go.
10 metres. This is try time.
Redemption here. Away it comes.
What move?
With the ball. He's knocked over about 5 metres from the line. This will take great defence here. Maddai onto Orford. Orford back to Lyon. Lyon looks to run.
Beaver, where is he?
Oh, no. 13 here.
No,
with
that's the slow man. That's the slow Stewart. You wouldn't give it to him.
No, and a lot of trouble here. Right on the line. The touchy blocking the picture away. It comes now. Bad pass there. Orford makes it look good. It's out wide to the Wolfman. Probably not a great option. Can he get it through? No, he's knocked over by Slater.
Well, I want to get there's a sign of desperation in the attack here from Manly.
They need to be composure.
No structure. There's no structure.
They need composure. Beaver will give him structure. He's got away to Ding Dong Bell. He doesn't know where to go. He decides to have a go at the try line. Should have run straighter. Got the hand up there. Bit of chicken wing there.
Well, Storm are quite prepared to stand there and let them come at them.
Oh, he's got it over. Aitken got it over, I think. That's a tremendous result there. He's going upstairs.
Let's check the grounding.
Check the grounding.
Let's check the grounding. Let's go up to those clowns. Harrigan. Who else is up there?
Don Lane.
Oh, Simpkins.
Yes, and Don Lane. They're not that over the moon. You would have thought there must be something here that we can't see from our position.
Well, they've got to, if they're climbing Everest, they've got to base camp 1.
Oh, fair enough. Beautifully put.
Let's have a look. They've got to stay focused.
Now, here he decides to go himself, which is good. Oh, no, that's all right. That's fine.
That's all right.
That's fine.
Well, I don't know if he exerted downward pressure, though,
Yeah,
actually.
good question.
Certainly the ball got to the grass, but was there downward pressure exerted? Now, let's have a look here. Not there, there's not. Not there, there's not. And...
Are they worried about a double...
double movement.
Double movement. Yeah, well, that can be a thing.
Well, let's have a look. This will tell us. Now, is the ball grounded here? Well, I'm not seeing a grounded ball yet, are you? No. There's no grounding there. No grounding there. It's held up there.
Oh,
and there, is there downward pressure? I don't know. There was sideways pressure.
Mal, I can accept your point, Roy. If it was given a try, would you be prepared to leave the studio and immediately go home?
No. Look, if they call it a try, I'm quite happy to call it a try. But if they didn't call it a try, I'd say, oh, well, fair enough. There was no downward pressure.
Yeah, right, fair enough. Here it comes now.
Try time.
Try, yes. So Manly go to 4-0. In about the 15th, 16th minute of the game, Russell Aitken, the unsung hero of this human face of bowel cancer side, getting the try. And I first hooker to
score a try, since Royce Simmons.
Wow.
In a grand final.
In 91?
In 91, yeah. We were there.
What a great statistic. 17 years ago.
17
Roy.
years. So a long time between drinks for hookers.
I wonder what that played at the TAB, but or on easy bet with the Titans. It's a tremendous score at the moment. 4-0.
4-0 with
Cicero, Chaucer, Cromwell and Sir Joshua Reynolds were not idiots, and they loved their rugby league. Live on Triple J.
Well, it's a bit of an opportunist touch-up there from the dummy half position with Russell Aitken sizing up the opportunity, running straight at the line. I think the Melbourne Storm thought he was going to pass it.
They did.
As we see a beautiful shot.
Well, it was a show and go, essentially, wasn't it?
Show and go, absolutely right. And Orford should have no trouble converting this, so I can imagine the score being 6-0 after the kick. And what would you say, Roy, as we watch the kick about the various state of play?
Well, OK, look, I thought the Storm were a little tight and a little lazy in their defence there. He's brought that around nicely.
Hit the post.
No, missed it.
Hit the post. So,
and how much is that going to cost them?
At the end of
how
the game.
Important was that 2 points?
Now, can I point out that the 2 earlier matches went to extra time?
They did.
Quite a substantial amount of extra time.
They did.
That was a bad miss.
That was a bad miss.
Let's have a look at this here.
That might have cost them the premiership.
He got Inglis doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, he did.
Inglis thought he went the wrong way. Inglis, he killed himself afterwards. But they got back well. And how about that boot of Slater's there, going for the head and the ball at the same time? We were underway again, and Manly have the ball with Kite, the human face of bowel cancer, moving beautifully now. 4-0.
Well, okay. Well, Manly got to say, all right, we've got points on the board.
And what do they do? Give it to Beaver.
Yeah.
And as they wander back, the Melbourne Storm aren't looking as bright or something.
No, they're not, actually. As I was saying, in that last set of 6 defending on their line, they stood there and allowed Manly to come to them rather than attack.
Up. Yeah.
You win these games by attack through defence.
Yes, and I was going to say, they got a bit mozzed by the offside, though, that they got pinged for at the start of that run that got them up the park.
Lion,
up over the top,
there.
Lion over the top, big runners coming in now.
He's done well. Wow.
Oh, this is going to be trouble here. Cruel bounce. He kicked it out.
Slater.
He missed that, didn't he? He kicked him in the head. He did the right thing.
Yeah, he did the right thing. I mean, he's used his boot to go. That's 2 blokes he's kicked in the head in the last 2 plays.
Well,
essentially.
He had a go at getting Aitken in the last one, and then backed it up with a really good... This is a bizarre...
Well, it's always dangerous when the ball's kicked twice, HG.
There's the second
It'll
time.
It'll be a line drop
out,
but Slater was done there. Why... He was hoping to go out.
Oh, he was good play, though. Very
good play in the end. He was lucky to get away with it.
He read it well, read the bounce well, and then kicked it out. And a couple of players came at him. Now, goal line drop out, we're underway. Not a good goal line drop out.
Well, so often these can work for you, though, HG.
Here's Stewart, the slow Stewie. And beautiful head work there from Geyer up around the head.
Well, he didn't miss, did he?
No, he didn't miss. He got him. Beautiful work. On it comes to... he's
lost
knocked
the ball.
Forward. Here's a chance for Storm. They pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh, they got the 17 on. That's Kafusi.
Oh, Kafusi's done well.
Oh, he's done very well.
Isn't he a big mountain of a man?
17 on 17 there, the Beeve getting on road to the Cafoose. Back it goes to Slater out wide. Oh, not a great pass. He's got one on the outside.
Oh, well, he's causing damage out there for Lau.
Oh, they've got to put him away and bottle him up. They've got to get Maddai back on him. Back it goes to Turner from dummy half. Turner running out of dummy half a long way.
Oh, Falau didn't miss. Sorry, he didn't miss there, Maddai.
No, very technically correct. Crocker at dummy half. Like seeing that. Here comes the Geyer Gaia now, they've made easy yards on this game up the field. I'm not quite sure how far they've run. It's on the
37 metres so far, HG.
Third tackle there. Very good run from if I said they were a bit dark, Kafusi has injected
he's made a big difference, hasn't he?
Big difference coming on. Back it comes now. They're playing too quick. Now they've got the 16, Sikaka Manu out there as well. He turns, he can't offload, but they're well within a chance now. One more.
Striking range now, aren't they?
They're on the 5th now. Now it's going to have to go to Cronk. Cronk's going to have to kick. He goes over the far side. Can Inglis do something here? They set themselves. Up they go. Defuse. Beautiful work. It's
Robinson, that's great work for Robinson.
No, something happened.
What's happened there? He's been picked up, what for? Was he in the... it's a 20-metre restart because he was in the goal line. He was over the goal line.
Oh, just a tap.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Let's see.
He's got both
close
feet
run
there.
Thing.
Ooh.
Gee, it's a funny... it's a game of millimetres.
It is certainly. Manly with the ball. Ding Dong Bell running away from the restart. A lot of Storm buttocks there hurling themselves on the Ding Dong. And Russell Aitken tries to score. He gets it on a Kite. Kite then knocked over in the middle. We've played 28 minutes. We've got a scoreline of 4-0 with a human face of bowel cancer looking very promising for a big win. And
good D.
Oh, brilliant from Turner there.
That was Turner. He just snuffed it out.
Snuffed it out. Ball and all correct. No hint of head. Beaver! He played a dummy half looking show and go, but he takes the hit. And away comes now from dummy half. Might be Aitken there on the toe.
Watmo kicking.
Oh, Watmo kicking. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Why would you do
Watmo
that?
Kicker.
Was that a brain explosion from Watmo?
Slater there. No, he wants to inject himself.
Redemption comes in weird forms, doesn't it?
Crocker there. On to Kafusi. Kafusi now. A big charge up the middle. Knocked over with a beeve involved. And we've got...
Can I suggest Crocker's not 100%, actually? We haven't seen much of Crocker, have we?
No, we haven't. That hint forward there onto Lima. Lima rolling
flat
up.
Ball?
Flat ball, yeah, fair enough. And Kite's off. And I think they might be running King.
He's Crocker now, but he's not the same Crocker, is he?
No, and beautiful head work.
The head, yeah.
Back it goes on to Gaia. Gaia gets away! Got a runner there. I tell you what's going to happen in the end. This could open up, Roy.
I hope it does open up.
I know.
I mean, that's what the fans want.
Cronk gets the kick in. Good kick there, but straight down Stewart's throat.
The quick Stewart. Snuffed out, though.
Beautiful
by
work
Inglis. Good work.
And away comes now Lion.
The slow Stewart.
The slow man Stewart. Looking to get it away.
He's slow too, isn't he?
He's so slow.
I mean, he's
the reverse of the speed of light, if that's possible. Wolfman in a dummy half. Ooh, here goes the Wolfman. I wish he could play for the Bulldogs. Back he goes to Ding Dong Bell. Ding Dong Bell onto Lion. Lion then lines him up and gets the 15 involved. Mark Bryant, one of the keys of the Manly bench. Back it comes. Is the Beeve going to get involved now? They're
starting
slow
motion
to stop.
now.
Russell Aitken.
Slow motion.
They stopped. No one knew what to do. This is the 5th tackle. They're going to have to kick it here, so they get it away to
Lion.
Lion.
Again, yes.
Lion very high. They seem to have a bit of luck with this because Slater kicks a player to take it.
Oh, he's done well, Slater.
He's been very solid at the back. Would you say he's Churchill bound at the moment, Roy?
Look, it's hard to say who's Churchill bound at this stage, actually. It's still very much an open field.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't write off the Beaver.
No,
you can't write off Watmo.
How about Crocker?
You can't write off Slater.
No.
You can't write off Clocker.
No, true. Turner in a dummy half.
Or Folau.
Folau, Inglis, or Maddai. No, there's a few in it.
There's a few in it, isn't there?
Turner a dummy half. They're
don't write off Gaia either.
No, true. Their forwards having a bit of a rest as we see Crocker now. Not much intensity here. Cam Smith.
Cam, could have been you, fella. Could have been you out there.
I know.
But you blew it.
You tackled somebody around the head. Beautiful tackle there.
Yeah.
And Manly hold them up. On the 5th tackle, they're going to have to kick now. Back to Cronk. Cronk, away it comes.
Well, it's a tactical kick, a good kick, a flat kick.
But straight down the throat.
by the quick man.
Straight down the throat of, the
quick Stewart.
Yeah, the quick Stewart, who was knocked out roughly about this time last year.
Yeah.
Probably to the minute. Back it goes to Lion. Lion onto the Wolfman, who's come in off his wing, and he sort of finds ready for work. Knocked over by the... I think it might be Folau there and got him. And
is that the quick man again?
Yes, could be.
No.
Oh, no, sadly no. And I think the Kafusi, who's livened things up since he'd come out there, onto Aitken, who knows the rules and was appealing for a bit of a free. Onto Bryant, I think this might be with the ball knocked over here. And, I'd have to say... I'm not sure that I'm seeing the intensity of a State of Origin yet,
well,
really.
It was there for a little while, isn't it? And look, it coincides with Crocker going quiet, doesn't it?
It does. The knee in the head really took him out of the game. By Slater, of course. It can happen. Russell Aitken, it's a kick from Lion.
Well, he's a tactical kick from
that's
Lion.
Very good.
It's a very tactical kick.
Found a bit of space there.
That's a good kick.
Okay, so
it puts Melbourne right back on their heels. And I'll tell you what, actually, something I've observed so far, and that is that there is absolutely no shape to the Melbourne backline.
No.
No shape at all.
Do you think...
It's as if they're playing 13 forwards at the moment.
Do you think the man with the stomach ache will have to get him in and say, look, let's go back to basics and try and get a bit of
I think they've got to go back to old-fashioned rugby league. Forwards run it up and then spread it wide.
It is interesting, though, when they go on the Turner side, they look far more damaging, don't they, with Folau out there and Turner.
Flowers been the danger man.
Oh, yeah. He's got out of a lot of tackles. And
I think there's only been one break in this match that we've observed, and that was his.
Yes, that's right. Now we've got a restart here. Something's happening here. Melbourne's got the ball.
Yep.
And obviously play it back, and now Inglis is running it from dummy half. A little bit of a goose.
Yes.
I saw Neville Glover there.
I did too.
Briefly. Back it comes to the hooker here. Aiken gets it out wide. Oh, he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball.
Cold.
Yep, scrum with a Manly free.
He lost
Big
that
hit.
cold. And this is going to be telling HG if they score here.
Just before half-time.
It could be. I mean, I don't want to suggest good night nurse, but it could be good night nurse.
Well, it's coming up to half-time. This would be very good defence from Melbourne if they can hold it out there. Paul Ball security. Roy, do you blame the conditions?
Shocking. No. Look, at this level, you should be able to take that sort of catch.
Yes.
You should be able to take that sort of pass. Oh, no, they're looking very ordinary, Melbourne, at the moment. They're looking out of sorts. And not tuned. Not tuned up.
Yeah, no, that's right. Here we go. Here it comes here. Lyon with the ball. He's got one away. That's
good
one
D.
tackle. They come up beautifully there. They've had a bit of a rest, these outside backs, but that was Inglis there making that tackle. Here he comes on another one. The slow man, and Inglis lets him go to even slower men. Kafusi bottling him up there. They're about 10 metres away from the line. On the signage, back it goes to Aitken. Try scorer Aitken. Out wide it goes on to Orford. Orford taken out very bad.
That's a try. Oh, and a knee in the head. Was that Slater involved with the footwork again? I like it.
Well, they're very happy there. That was a good...
I think that's a try. I mean, if I was the touchy and we didn't have to go upstairs, I'd be calling that a try.
Well, a knock-on from Kafusi.
Yep.
And then...
They can hurt you.
They can. And this is Robertson. Has got it out wide, we think.
Yeah.
Let's have a look here. Turner misses the tackle. Can he get it down?
Hang on.
No, it's a try. The trouble is he's in play.
Well... Now, if his foot is... We're looking at his right foot now, not his left foot, actually. His left foot's in the air. It is his right foot. Now, we have to get a sideline view of that.
Right. Now, that is very difficult to read here.
Well, let's have a look. Now we'll know. Does that right foot touch?
It's out.
Ooh, no, it's a try. It's a try, yeah.
So they've had a bit of luck here, Melbourne. Manly, that's fantastic. What I'm reading is the tackling play.
It's a try. I'm calling that a try. I mean, benefit of the doubt when it comes to millimetres like that,
Oh, very good work with the foot there.
Yeah.
So Robertson seems to have survived the assault of Slater and grounded the ball right in the corner as we wait for Don Lane to give his verdict.
HG, for sure it'll be a try.
And so here it comes. It is a try. So Manly go to 8-0.
Feininda, Hapasto, Greek pillows, rugby. They all mean one thing: the greatest game of all, and getting totally pissed. Call it what you like. It's still great and live on Triple J.
And so Manly now all to do. Manly well ahead. Melbourne Storm all to do. 8-0 with a kick to come. And that Kafusi knock on, Roy, having had a very bad time.
Yeah, it did.
Very close to the line.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
It may be that with Robertson, the try scorer, on screen now. Obviously a very
Manly are now playing with tremendous confidence, aren't they?
They are.
I mean, it does you the world of good to be 8 points up with a kick to come.
And half-time beckoning.
Yeah.
And it's been a very strong first half from both sides with the honours going to Manly.
Yes.
A very defensive game, but I still think it could open up, Roy. And as you point out, the Manly defence or the Manly shape has gone a bit, hasn't it?
No, the Storm shape.
Sorry, it's the Storm shape.
The Storm shape's been rubbish. But then again, it's been rubbish for the last few weeks.
It has.
You know,
they don't like being behind, though.
No, they don't.
The Medibank people. Here's another kick. He's got that. Has he brought that around? No. So it's terrible. Not converted. He's having an off day with the boot. Is Offie Orford. So the score remains 8-0. And let's have a look here as we see this is a good pass here. Crocker gets him late, of course. That's his go. And then out we come and we have a look here. And Turner unable to do it. And then, of course, Slater coming in with
the knees. Just
beautiful with the feet. Studs up. Beautiful.
That was good work from Crocker. You forget that unsung work.
of the late tackle.
You know,
We're underway again, and we've played 35 minutes and almost 36 minutes. Half-time, 4 minutes away as Melbourne get the ball going. They've been the steadier side, haven't they, Roy? They've made less mistakes.
For sure, yeah. Yes, the mistakes have killed the Storm.
They have, and they've only made
shape.
2 of them.
Yeah.
They have, and Beaver with the ball. Look at that work there, riding rough shot over Russell Aitken, the hooker for the Medibank people. Away comes
I tell you what,
Ballon.
Manly don't want now, HG. They're going to have to get a good clearing kick and get it right down the other end because they don't want the Storm to have a chance.
Of the try before Crocker's
half-time.
up inside. He missed him, sadly. He thought he could get the slow one, but missed him. Now he's got to get back in line. Away it comes now. Now here's the kick here. Offie.
They're going deep?
With a kick. That's not bad.
Deep.
And he's got it to Slater.
Done.
Slater now goes one way, then runs into Robertson, the try scorer.
Yep.
And it's taken.
And Watmo,
Watmo. Back it comes to Cronk. Cronk gets a player away there. He gets Turner away. They're very watchful of Turner, knowing how damaging he can be. Back now to Cronk at dummy half. Cronk injecting himself a little bit more into the game. Back it comes a spin off there, and he gets it away to Quinn. 2 tries in Origin. A great try scorer, but playing way out of position for mine. I'm not quite sure.
Well, he's taking the pressure off the forwards, HG, because they're tired.
And here's Sikamanu and
There's
Rufo.
a worried man. There's a worried man, a sweating man, a worried man.
He's got it taking a lot of Imodium. That's what's caused him to sweat to contain the gas.
This is a
good run, and this is their most damaging player with the ball now, snuffed out there. So they've got the 5th tackle now. It's going to have to come back in board. Cronk's going to have to kick it across towards the card table. Very high ball there. Are they interested in? Yes, onto the Wolfman, who's sided up, runs at Turner, and then he's bottled up upstairs and downstairs. We've got 37 minutes played in the first half of the boot part 2, and the Wolfman plays the ball away onto Stewart, the quicker of the Stewarts. He's turtled beautifully there by the number 9. I think it might be Russell Aitken. And 2 mistakes were made, Roy. That mistake by Inglis up the end, which gave him the first try. Beaver!
Good run from Beaver.
And away it goes to Aitken. Aitken runs easily, make it easy.
Soft yards.
Oh, that's very soft there. Sorry, it's Ballon. I swapped the hookers over there briefly, which can happen at this level of the game. Away it goes. This is very easy running. No, they've got to stop him.
Threatening a game.
He's got it out wide. He gave the ball the wrong way.
Intercepted.
Yes, Turner there. Turner might have been slightly
Okay, this is
offside.
the last shot now for Melbourne.
Yes, they've got to get a bit of a wriggle on here. Have they used all their bench players, the Melbourne Storm? That would be interesting.
I don't think
this
they
is
have
Blair,
yet.
for instance, is on now. I think that's Blair there.
Right,
with the
Blair's
ball.
out there. Well, that's good. That's good news for the Blair family.
And here comes Sikamanu. Wouldn't it be great if all the Blair family were here? They'd fill up most of the stadium, I think. Quay comes bounced off one. Here's Quinn doing some work at the forwards, but it's a bit late in the half. They've had to shuffle it around a bit and mix it up a bit. Back it comes to...
Now, let's see if we get any shape. Now, Melbourne are walking at the moment, actually. No one wants to run.
This is the Dallas Johnson. Dallas Johnson's been... I haven't noticed him carry the ball up. He might be doing an amount of work in defence. Poor pass. Had to reach back for it. Out wide. On it goes. He's decided to
this
kick.
is an act of desperation. And what was Inglis doing out here anyway?
He was swapped over because of Quinn. Quinn had gone into the middle and Inglis was out on the wing.
It's bizarre what's going on with Melbourne at the moment. And they can hurt you from here, Manly.
I know they can.
You.
Yeah, Crocker nailed him, though. Got Matt Eye down with a little hint of chicken wing. The quicker Stewart there. Gives it one way, again goes the other. They'd be looking for a bit of a mistake here. Cronk in over the top, and it might be Folau underneath there in that tackle. Away it comes now with Manly still with the ball. Good defence there. Cronk's getting involved. And wouldn't it be great to see Crocker come in really late now?
Oh, yeah.
With a knee in the head. I tell you what, their hookers had a great game. This human face of bowel cancer, hooker, has had a fantastic game.
Ballon, yes.
Ballon, he got the try, the first try that got him rolling, and then, of course, probably laid on a bit of a...
Yes. Well, he's looking at the Churchill at this stage.
Oh, he would
Ballon,
be.
yes.
He'd be looking at the Churchill.
And Orford's... He's on today.
He's on. He's really on. But, that was a lovely
Slater's
take.
on too.
Slater, very good. Going one way, then the other way. Got under one, but couldn't get past Orford because he was on his knees. Plays the ball quickly. Crocker went down.
With Watmo after him.
Look for a bit of a sloop there. Away it comes now.
Pass.
On to Guy stays. He's lost the ball.
He did lose it to come back again.
I think that was forward.
I think it went forward, yes.
Yeah. But what's he ruled, though?
A knock-on HG with a Manly
Manly.
feed. No, I think it'll have to be Melbourne with the first knock-on.
Right.
I think it seemed to come out
There's
of
the half.
Well, we're never going to know now.
No.
That annoys me.
I know.
I want to know which way the scrum was going to go.
I know. And what was the result?
You think there'd be an official announcement at half-time, ladies and gentlemen, in case you were wondering? That scrum that was due to be set down just before half-time, or just on half-time, was going to be fed by the Melbourne Storm. Did we know?
Yes, we'll take a short break and wrap up the first half.
Interested in history? Who the hell is this?
You're watching it live
as it happens on Triple J.
Well, what a match. It's been an incredible game of defence, and 2 mistakes have cost the visitors from Melbourne, I can use that, if I can use it that way, dearly. The first was a try scored by the hooker, a young Ballon for the, I might be calling him Aiken half the time because the Storm hooker's Aiken. Anyway, Ballon within a metre of the try line, because Inglis, I think, went the wrong way. He thought they were going to throw the ball deeper, and so he started scooting out. Ballon seized up the situation, went straight over the line. Then a Kafusi knock-on. That was the Aiken try came in the 25th minute. A Kafusi knock-on in the 35th minute gave the human face of bowel cancer another try. This time a Robertson try scored out wide. Both tries were unconverted. So the game at half-time, Roy, neatly poised. It's been defensive splay by most sides with 2 tiny mistakes costing the Storm dearly. The score is 8-0. Your thoughts, Roy?
Well, a tremendous game of rugby league. Good old-fashioned rugby league, actually. Heavy hits, good attack, great defence. The only difference being between the two is that Manly have better shape. They have more composure. And Melbourne they've been spluttering out of tune for the last month. And Bellamy has got one more talk to give them.
One more talk.
To turn them around.
Yes, true.
So, and Melbourne have got to ask themselves, do we really want to win back-to-back?
Yeah.
If the answer's yes, they're going to have to lift their bloody game.
The thing I'd say is that the only thing I would notice about the game is it's been played very tight for such a long period of time that in the last 20 minutes it could open up.
You're expecting it to open up. I don't think it will.
You reckon?
I think it's one of those games that looks as if it's going to open up,
but won't
all the time, but won't.
Well, that's a fascinating point to leave you on. And we'll come back with the boot part two in a few minutes' time here from the Grand Old Girl on Triple J.
So there it is, students of sporting history, the first half of the 7,000th Rugby League Grand Final in the can. Creating history and recording history is exhausting. League lovers, take this opportunity to tap another keg and try a bowl of that beef stroganoff or a plate of that scrumptious-looking offal tartare. We'll see you back on the sideline for the second half after a couple of large ones when the Boots Part 2 continues here on Triple J. Footy freaks, you are there at the birth of humanity once again. Today, Australia is celebrating 7,000 years of the greatest game of all with the Festival of the Boots Part 2, the Rugby League Grand Final. Let's go back to the sideline dig with those 2 sporting anthropologists ripping in and shifting the load. It's rampaging Roy Slaven doing the heavy jobs with the backhoe and H.G. Nelson doing the fine work with the trowel, paintbrush and blower. Are you there, Professor of the Golden Points, H.G.?
I certainly am, King Wally Otto in the soundproof booth, and it's good to see you covered in dust for the great game of all once again. The Melbourne Storm are back on with this fantastic cheerleading, just easing the way forward. And here come the human face of bowel cancer from the northern beaches of Sydney, and they're 8 points up on the Medibank Storm. Roy, very hard to know how this is going to go, but you'd have to say I think you were talking with Ray Rabbits-Warren. I noticed you had a few words to Rabs, and he suggested the team with the most ball will win it.
Yes, he did, and I think there's a lot of truth to that, because Rabs has seen many a final, as you well know. Look, I was privy to what Bellamy was on about, and I think Bellamy has made a real mistake here. He just talked to the players about what it means to him, and he turned it all about him, you know. I work, you bastards, you know, I've done everything for you. Now, what have you given me today? You've given me nothing. Yeah. You're just making me look stupid.
Yeah, I am stupid. Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah, people are calling me stupid, and I've got these clowns on the judiciary worrying about, taking me to court. And then we see...
Whereas Des was pretty buoyant for Des. You know, he's a very doer sort of fellow at the best of times, isn't he?
He is.
But he thought Manly should do 2 things: protect their lead and add to it. Simple as that.
Well, everything's in readiness for the second half of the boot part 2 here in 2008. Grapple-thon continues. And we only have to get Tony Archer to flag us away, and we're underway again with the boot. And it's all there to be done. Dallas Johnson on the screen now with his head held together with a bit of tape. Big kick down there.
Manly kicking off.
Melbourne Storm start the big run back up, and it's Kafusi, I think, here with the ball. Look at those underpants, Roy. They're rugby league.
They are compliant.
They're compliant. They're fully ticketed underpants. Away it goes on the far side. Might be Lima. Lima gets up and plays the ball. He's dragged down by Beaver. Got the ball away.
Going.
Slater gets the ball away. Cronk now with the ball, running this way and that way. Good defence there from the Manly team.
Okay, are we going to see a bit of Melbourne razzle-dazzle, HU? We haven't seen much razzle-dazzle.
Yeah, only not going to see it now.
Crocker.
Crocker decides to get Willingham. Watmo in there with Maddie.
Watmo has blown it.
And what's he done here? Is he penalties for late? Oh, yeah, rueful smile. I suppose when you're 8-0 up, anything can happen. Let's have a look here. Here's the first tackle here. An ice and high there from Maddie with Watmo going in late and trying to get something happening.
Then I think he did a bit of elbow work and a bit of face work, HG, on the throat.
And did I see a little bit of dribble?
Yeah, dribble for sure.
Yeah, okay, big one here.
Well, he tried to send an oyster south.
That's right, had the mouth on. Blair with the ball there. Big hit up here. Kafusi, they're making good yards here on the second tackle. This is the chance for the Melbourne Storm.
Fight up. Storm have got to answer now. They've got to do something now.
A very flat ball there. Gets it onto one of the runners out wide. Might be Jeremy Smith out last week.
From the Beaver.
We're inside the 10. Just. Away goes to Cronk. Kafusi slow now.
Oh, too slow.
Oh, he didn't know what to do with it.
Wasn't expecting it.
No, Kafusi slowed him right up.
No structure. No structure.
Away goes now. They need one of Folau or Inglis to get involved. Might be Inglis with the ball now. And he's bottled up well inside the 10. But Aiken has to go outside the 10 and then get on a
result to the kick again. There are no breaks to be made here.
Up they go, down it comes.
Slater went close.
And
was knocked on, so it'll be a 20-metre restart.
20-metre restart. So it was tempting there to think that something might happen, but nothing did, really.
Yeah, it was knocked on by Slater in goal.
And so a restart for the Manly Seagulls on their 20, and they get it underway again. We played just a couple of minutes in the second half. It's been all Storm so far, but Manly have the ball now.
For the first time in the second half, yes.
The weird thing was...
a mistake
yes, they got the ball. Turner's got the ball back.
They can hurt you, baby.
And he's given a...
He's playing the knock-on, and I don't know why. He thinks it might have been stripped.
Well, let's have a look here.
I don't care what Cam Smith thinks. I don't care.
Cam can't rule on it. Let's have a look here. No, it's got to go up to Don Lane and, Billy Harrigan. They're able to do all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
But it's a Manly feed. Now I'm confused because
I'm confused too because I thought it came forward direction from the Manly player who dropped it cold.
Scrums, aren't they a beautiful part of the game? On to Ding Dong Bell there, out wide. He's taken. So the Storm have got a bit of a handful here with a bad mistake there, a couple of bad mistakes. The big problem with them is Kafusi's okay when he's got a lot of room to run in, but when he's got nothing to run in, he's in real trouble, isn't he?
Well, he's slow to reach pace.
And it's great there. The 15 there got Adam Blair. Fantastic head work. That's beautiful work there. And now the number 9, the Matt Ballon there. He's knocked over by a couple. He gets up and plays the ball. And it's Orford rolling up the ruck. He's got he got the ball away. Back it comes down. Beaver gets it away with
razzle-dazzle from Manly.
Stewart on the Maddie running with the ball. He's knocked it on. Obviously picked it up. That'll be a Storm.
It'll be a Storm ball.
Yes.
Storm ball.
And it looks like a restart from the 22. Cronk involved there at the end. And
give him the ball. Come on, Matt. I'll give him the bloody ball.
Knocked it on cold.
Ain't that sort of pettiness.
Beaver there. Well, that's the Northern Beaches game.
It is, isn't it?
And back it comes here. He goes one way, then he goes the other. Looks to unload.
Yeah,
then
it shapes to unload, and then does unload
Let's
to
have
himself.
A look here. He just saw it. That's right.
Yeah.
Hard to do. He's
Folau
got
to do
him.
that. I mean, lovely move if it was legal, but it wasn't.
No, anyway, Folau on screen now. He's... the Folau could win this for him, though.
Well, it's going to take someone like Folau.
He's got the ball. He's put himself right into the firing line here, busting him up. A little bit of a head work there. Away it goes now to one of the slower players on the paddock. It might be Lima.
Kafusi, is it, or Lima?
It's Jeremy Smith, is it, underneath all of that?
No, I think it's got to be Kafusi or Lima.
Right. Back it comes now, the Storm still with the ball. Here's Kafusi now with the ball.
Yeah.
See, when he's got plenty of room to run.
Move.
Yeah, he's got plenty of room to run. When he gets it up the other end, he doesn't know what to do with it. Back to Aitken. Aitken now then gets gets the ball away. Good head work there. I'm really intrigued by the head work, the amount of head work. Slater in at dummy half. Goes on to the far side of, might be Dallas Johnson there. Dallas Johnson gets it out wide and it's on to Manu.
It's Manu
with the ball.
The mystery man, yes.
We're getting him confused with Jeremy Smith. I'm not sure that Smith's out there. Oh, very difficult thing. Gets it, Inglis gets it under the toe.
It's a nothing kick though, HG.
It's going to take a little bit. Oh, what? He bats it back. Storm have the ball, but he's ruled something here.
I think it's going to be a handover, I assume that's going to be someone was offside.
But
was
Manly...
Slater offside? Inside the 10.
Manly offside.
No. Come on, have to be the Storm offside. Because it was
Let's
the
have a
Storm that put the ball in the air. Let's see what the story is going to be. It's got to be a Manly ball.
Is this the replay? Here's the kick here.
Here's the kick here. Now, all these players in front of Inglis are offside. And because Melbourne do get involved here, it's got to be a Manly ball.
Okay. So another mistake there. So the Medibank and the Medibank Stormers have to do all the defending again here.
Yeah.
As the score remains 8-0. No score added in the second half yet. Beautiful leg work there. I mean, you can say you like Mark Bryant, best leg work in the league. Out it comes to the slower one. That might be Josh Perry, the third man in.
Yes.
Away it goes now on to the runners. The fast. Gee, they're very ahead of steam here.
Good work,
ball.
Beaver.
Oh, and well read, well defused by the 5 there. I think that's 2-try hero in Origin level, Quinn. And on it comes on to Kite. Is this? Oh, no, it's not. This is the slower one, isn't it? A lot of Storm players involved in putting him away.
Yeah.
They've got about 20 metres. They've got 2 tackles to do it. And away it goes to Matty Ballum. Matty Ballum finds Orford. Orford with a kick.
Oh, this is a dangerous kick. That's a try.
Yes, I think that might be a try.
I think that's a try. What a great move.
Yes. That's Robertson, I think, with that try.
Oh, that was a great bit of work.
Now, he might have 2 tries.
I think he does.
So that's a try. That's one that the Medibank Storm didn't want.
Yeah.
But Manly now go on to 12.
Well, that was clinical, wasn't it? That was a wonderful try.
He looks vaguely like that reporter on Channel 10 called Mark Howard, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? Now, let's have a look here. Everyone's on side. Not a problem there.
The kick. Oh, no, this is a try.
This is a try. Beautiful work. Look at that.
There he goes.
And there's nothing wrong with the put down. I
know the grounding first time.
The grounding was perfect.
Look, perfect. That's a try. Slater, too late.
Well, then Slater didn't go in with his feet either.
No, I know. He was the wrong way round.
Yeah.
Should have had the feet going to the head, not the hands. And so Manly now 12-0 early in the second half. And it does look as though she could blow out, Roy.
It does, doesn't it? And I tell you what, Manly would be keen for the Storm not to break their line once.
Well, yeah,
to keep them scoreless.
Yeah, it would be a fantastic result. Fantastic result. And so Manly now, you'd have to say they could be the fresher team at this particular point.
They appear to be. Well, winning makes you fresher.
True, that's true.
You know?
And having all your players out there helps, doesn't it?
It does.
But on the other hand, it's 12-0 and there's a long way to go.
Historical facts number 1. Rugby league is older than the stone axe and far more effective. Get the league facts today, live on Triple J.
Yes, and so here's another chance for a redemption if they can put the points on now, because at the moment if this is unconverted and Alford hasn't having a great day with the boot, then it's 2 converted tries has to get there. But I've got to say,
Maddai's going to take this one, HG.
Oh, Lord.
That's how desperate they are,
Maddai.
I mean, it's wrong to go in these days, a professional rugby league team, without a professional kicker. I mean, you just can't afford it. I mean, this could be 18-0 now.
It could easily be 18-0. You just have to say, shut up shop. People will be leaving, driving back to Melbourne.
They would.
I mean, it'll be a long trip back to Melbourne if they can't do something here. He's actually kicked it.
He's got it.
He's kicked it. So that takes it out. Maddai converts. The score is 14-0. In the boot part 2, the cheerleaders are up. Tremendous display of Australian cheerleading. Best in the world. Look at that pom-pom shaking. The Chinese tried it. They couldn't master it at the Olympic Games. Here's the kick. Great play there. Poor defence from Manly. And it's a great try to Robertson, who's now got 2 tries. Fantastic result there for the human face of bowel cancer. Roy, this would be doing something for bowel cancer, wouldn't it?
Oh, it is doing a tremendous amount for bowel cancer. Look at this. Oh, was that...
Crocker started, I think, and then the slower man.
That was Perry. Pushed.
Perry, third prong in. Watmo, of course, hadn't had the game he'd like, has he? A couple of mistakes.
It's time enough still.
True, there's plenty of time.
Here's Beaver. Beaver's made his presence felt. A lot of hit and spins, a lot of getting the ball away.
Oh, no, he's been tremendous. And holding that bonce together with the black hat, that's really surprised and confused the Storm, as we see, I think...
The slow Stewart being turtled.
There he comes now onto their Ballon, the sexiest man in the league, and Watmo now with the ball. Oh, they're going to lift him up? No. Beautiful tackle. That's great work. Lima and Watmo, you'd pay the price of admission for that alone.
Yeah, you would.
There's the kick now, a Lion with a lovely kick.
It is a good kick.
Oh, that's a good kick. A bit of space there, though.
Yeah.
And now it's found the two-try hero at Origin level, but nothing today in Quinn.
He's done nothing today,
straight
Quinn,
into Lion with his knees. And
I hate it when Quinn's quiet.
Well, no, too quiet for mine. Is that your feeling here?
It is.
Quinn's been far too quiet.
Far too quiet. Yep. And I suppose they thought if we shut down Quinn, we shut down the Storm.
Well, true. That was very close to a forward pass there. Oh, he looks to unload the number 14 there. That's Scotty Anderson. Back it comes now. Melbourne Storm rolling up. They seem to roll up okay in this part of the park, but then they don't. When they're inside their own 20, the red zone, they got nothing.
No.
And there's a very
there's another mistake. Another mistake.
But is that
another mistake?
It's surely a Manly hand, though, Roy.
Yeah, Manly hand. So it'll be a Storm feed, one imagines.
He's hanging on to the ball.
Yeah. But the Storm are very just one out, aren't they? I mean, they seem to have no attacking weapons anymore. I mean, we haven't seen Slater chiming in, have we?
No.
Now, did the slow Stewart touch that ball or not?
Well, let's have a look here.
Let's have a look. Yeah. No, he touched the hand, not the ball.
Well, let's just knock on then. It should be.
In which case, it's going to be a Manly feed.
Yeah, just a knock on.
And you've got to ask yourself, does Melbourne have a plan B? Answer no.
No, they may have a plan F, which is to go home about now, but they've got a bit of defending to do here with 15 minutes gone, and they're 14-0 up on the scoreboard. And as you point out, Roy, they'd love to be able to go back to the Northern Beaches and say, yes, we won it for bowel cancer, and they didn't get a point.
Yeah.
Be great. Beaver, of course, in there. He's a whale of a game.
Whale of a game.
Beef.
Yeah.
Now, they're going to need a bit of luck here as one of the slow ones. That might be Josh Perry, is it? Underneath all of that.
Yeah, it could have been.
There's the beef with the head.
The one they're all talking about.
I know. Here's Orford taken beautifully by Brett White, who must have spent a bit of time on the bench, I think.
Did.
Away comes now. They're rolling up too easily. Watmo.
Here's your fast man. Oh, good pass, Stuart. Here's easy. Matai.
Oh, no,
easy.
Robertson, 3 tries.
3-try hero. Well, they can hurt you, can't they? And it was that flaky pass really from the quick Stewart that set that up. Matai picked it up beautifully and just had time to roll the ball out.
Yeah, overlap. You'd have to say now it's looking fairly unlikely the Storm have come to play footy today and left their best
Well, let's
work.
just see what Storm are made of. I mean, are they going to crumple?
Well, it's 18-0. Robertson, the genius and the engineer of this wonderful display for bowel cancer, and obviously, it's given profile to the illness, which is tremendous, that people will now really, as we watch in slow motion here. Oh, it's just an overlap. Well, where's the defence on this side? They must have got sucked in. I mean, where's I'm not sure who's on the Robertson side, but you'd have to say Quinn is going in looking for work.
Yes.
And the other centre there is Israel Folau. I don't quite know what he's doing. Oh, no, he's on that is the Matai side, of course. And look at the Watmo there in hell all year, and now obviously redemption. Yeah, it's fantastic.
It is
18-0. And it's
18-0. Well, let's see how embarrassing this could get for them.
I know.
And I'm not saying Melbourne. I'm not saying embarrassing for Melbourne, because let's face it, Melbourne couldn't give a bugger.
Yeah.
But Bellamy.
How about rugby league?
In rugby league, yeah.
Well, I mean, in the 2008, after all this history, this glorious history that goes back the best part of 7,000 years, is this what we want in a rugby league grand final?
Well, we don't, do we?
No, we want a close game.
We want a close game.
We want an exhibition. Yeah. What we're seeing now is a sort of fairly much a one-sided affair. He's got. Hang on, has he got all the tries today? No, he can't have. Oh, yes, he's got the 3 tries. Sorry, he's got 2 in the second half and 1 in the first half. Sorry, I took one away from him. Now Matai trying the conversion again.
Well, Matai's almost exactly the spot he was in before.
He's knocked himself rotten with the conversions here today, Matai. Yeah. He's got one where Orford's had an off day with the boot. As we kick away.
He's drifted away.
So the score, luckily, unconverted, stays at 18-0 on the boot part 2.
This is the Boot Part 2, the dig for truth at the birth of humanity. And it's live on Triple J.
Yes, so 2 tries as we see a wobbly old Plas there thrown from the fastest Stewart straight over to Robertson, who can he can sniff out a try, can't he? It's tremendous. That's a great score.
That is great. Look at that in super slow-mo. Look at the Beaver
Beaver getting involved,
Beaver. And really, it's a bit unsightly because Beaver had nothing to do with that. What was he doing there?
A bit gratuitous.
Why didn't he just go over and stand with the forwards?
Yeah, the Beaver running the ball back. Melbourne just hanging on here. They need a bit of luck here if Melbourne are going to get back into it. They've got to get a couple of tries under the black dot, or otherwise this one's going to slip away. And you've got to say, back to back. God, it's hard to do.
Oh, Beaver's toying with them now.
No, Beaver's running in the forwards. It's 18-0 if you've just joined us, 52nd minute, and it's all to do is Maddai now going one way and then the other way. Croc has been not as effective as he has.
No, he has not since that knee in the head, actually. That could turn the game around.
I think the knee from Slater in the head is the one that turned it around, and the Manly crowd now starting to find their voice, which has eluded them, especially this time last year, where it was an exhibition, I think it might have been 36-8.
Yeah.
That might even flatter the Manly side. Back it comes now to Turner. Turner, who's been well held by Maddai on his side, and Watmo getting involved. Watmo and Kite there. And Bellamy wondering what he can do.
Well, I don't think there is anything Bellamy can do.
Who's this with the ball? Is this Inglis driven his head into the ground? I think they're beautiful work, and he's penalised.
He's
penalised,
taking him over the
horizontal. Well, that's a long way. Watmo involved. No surprises. No surprises there. Watmo probably doing the lifting, most of the lifting and driving. There he goes. In he goes. Drops a knee into the head as well, which is always attractive. And that's why parents want their kids to play rugby league. Here's Slater. He gets the ball back to... I'm not sure who that is under all that. Must be one of the bench players, I think. Gets up and plays the ball back 14. That's Anderson.
That's the mystery. Heath Lestrange out there for
I think that's... no, I can't say we have. Is he there now?
I think Lestrange might be out there.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, Lestrange is out there, actually. And interestingly, he was captain of the Australian schoolboys.
Was he? Did you think that pass was forward?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry to drag you away from the Australian schoolboys, but, they're running up a bit now.
He's Crocker with the ball.
Crocker, he's a bit slow now, isn't he? Because it's Tide has gone out on the Croc. And I think he's off to Hull, isn't he, to
I
play
think he
next
is.
year.
Hull,
Wade comes to Wayne.
Yeah.
Cronk out wide onto one of the runners. He goes on the inside, had his head taken off, but he's still escaped. He's still going forward. Is this going to be the making of England? It's stuffed out. They got the fifth tackle. They're going to have to go deep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Falau. So he's out of position. And he's got to kick up over the top here. Can he get a runner onto that? No, he can't. And so it's defused, and Manly defused that. Took it beautifully in the end.
Yep.
Might have been Jamie Lyon, I think, with the ball there.
Was.
Up he comes now, the number 2 there, Robertson, the 3-try hero. And away it comes now on to Turner. Turner doing, is it Bell? Sorry, Bell. Sorry, I swapped sides there for a minute. Bell. And,
well, Manly, you've just got to hold on to the ball.
Now, that's Heath Lestrange. No wonder I couldn't pick him up. He's so strange. I didn't expect to see him out there. Back he goes on to Kite now. Kite running with the ball. He's knocked over by a big reception, 18-0. Long way back for the Storm, as it will be down the... I wonder what reception they'll get in Melbourne tomorrow, Roy. It'll be just incredible, won't it?
Won't it? Well...
what do you think?
Well...
Molly will be there at the airport,
well,
I
don't know. Do any of them live in Melbourne? They'd probably go home. They all live in Sydney, don't they?
I suppose so. Well, they could stay at home with their families tonight. That'd be good. And this is, I think, Turner underneath all that bowel cancer jumpers. Back it goes on to the 5 there. He's way off his position, Quinn, but he's trying to do the work of the forwards. And who's this here with the ball? The 14. Might be Scott Anderson. Oh, no, here's trouble. Crocker picks it up.
Crocker.
Oh, he's allowed to play on, is he?
Yes, Crocker's...
No.
Ball went forward. I mean, there is panic now, isn't there, in the Melbourne team.
In the Medibank camp.
And foreign territory, certainly for someone like Crocker, I think he's only lost 2 or 3 times playing with the Storm.
Well, you couldn't say the adage, I feel better now, is helping them.
No.
Beautiful pickup. What hands, though. And Slater wondering what he can do. There's no spark from Slater, is there?
Well, Slater's injected himself now into dummy half to try and get more involved.
I know. And why are we looking at Cam Smith? Is he going to say something or apologise for, I don't know.
For Bellamy.
Yeah, for Bellamy or Waldron. And we've got a beautiful scrum here. Don't they pack the scrum well, these professional footballers?
They do.
There's Offie Orford getting it out wide onto Lyon.
Yes.
Lyon had a very good game with the boot.
Well, we're wondering if Cameron Smith might be the difference between the two sides, actually, or the difference between Melbourne 2 weeks ago and Melbourne today.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And I think Bellamy might be saving a few players for a bit of a tilt here.
Watmo lost the ball.
Perfect, but it went backwards, so Kite gets it up and runs forward with it. Kite still on the... Oh, lovely head work there. That was pure magic from Bet White. Yes, no problems there at all about seeing the head and pulling it off. Back it comes now onto the runners. I think this might be the slower of the Stewarts.
It is the slower
with
Stewart,
the ball. And he's obviously, wrestling away and tries to go for a,
Tries to get a penalty. Tries to get Tony Hearn. Tony Hearn lookalike.
Nowhere near the skill, though. Here's the faster Stewart going nowhere, just knocked over by a few people in Medibank jumpers.
Disappointing, I suppose, for the quicker Stewart that he hasn't been able to score a try today.
It is, but remember Robertson.
Here we come out this way. This is danger time.
Oh, no, here they go back on the
Danger
inside,
time.
over the top. It's got... Oh, no, they tried...
Still danger time.
Still, Kite.
Yeah, well done, Kite.
Oh, now they should be able to convert this. So
Yes.
Kite. Oh, it's starting to blow out here now, so we're
It
up
will.
to 22. I can see people thinking about that long drive back to Melbourne and thinking of making an early start on it. And so Kite scores. Just to run a play, really. No particular problem.
Well,
he
just
looks
ball
like,
through the hands.
Yeah, Melbourne tiring, of course.
Yes.
And falling off tackles, which helps the Storm falling off tackles, which helps the Seagulls romp home with this message, this powerful message of bowel cancer awareness and prevention. And on to Maddai here. Maddai throws it back to Beaver.
Beaver got it away, as he always does. Watmo got it away.
And the 16 there is King. Jason
got
King.
it away.
Yeah, away it comes now to jumping Kite.
Yep.
Kite can reach out. He's good in that position there, reaches out and plants it over. What about the grounding at all, Roy?
No, not at all. I thought the grounding was perfect. Yeah.
Kids could watch that hour after hour after hour, and they'd be fine. And if they don't convert this, they should have their legs sawn off.
Yes.
So Maddai, you think's going to step up? Or?
Well, I suppose Maddai's got the better record, hasn't he, over Orford today? And Orford's got those
none.
diggy knees. Diggy ankles.
Yeah, the virus. Here he goes. He kicks it. It's converted. 24-0. So it's going to take a 4-try turnaround to square the book here on the boot part 2.
The cavemen had it. The Egyptians loved it. The Greeks refined it. And the Romans spread it. What was it? It was Rugby League. And today it's live on Triple J.
Well, this will do wonders for the float, though, won't it, Roy? I mean, you wouldn't want a rugby league team going up there and people buying shares for, say, $2.
No, you wouldn't. Now, I wonder if could they break the 50?
Well, what a
50-0, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, that would be something. That would be memorable. And here's Kite getting to the tri-hero.
The other thing is,
Beeve.
is this going to affect, HG, the selection of the Australian team for the World Cup?
Well, he's lost his headgear, Beaver.
I mean, you wouldn't be picking Inglis or Folau in this team.
No,
Slater's gone.
I know, Slater's gone. They're the forgotten people.
Crocker's not going to be there.
Yeah, Beaver puts the headgear
Beaver
back
would
on.
be the first man picked.
I suppose so. Beaver would be. And you'd have to go with some of the older ones. I don't know,
Watmo and the quicker of the two Stewarts.
Yeah, and put the slower one on the bench just to confuse the opposition. And, we've got this opening against New Zealand, which should be a 12-try romp, shouldn't it? In a few weeks' time. Back it comes now, kick on the last tackle. The Stream's gone out of the game as with a score at 24-0 in the 60th minute. So, as we see, they haven't had great games. Beautiful head work there. He fell into it.
There's nothing to do it.
No, that's true. Yeah, it was fantastic work there, though.
The
Presence of mind.
rub of the green.
I know, the rub of the head. And Turner bouncing off one. Oh, another lovely head work there. Terrific head work.
Beaver's done great work out there, hasn't he? I mean, he's really injected himself and involved himself ever since he's gone out there.
Well, when you've played 4,621 matches, you learn something about the game, something about the basics of the game.
Yeah, you do.
Knock the
you
head
learn
off.
how to pace yourself.
You do. You do. That's right. Oh, tremendous work there. Another great headshot, one low on Turner.
Still very heavy defence here.
Yeah,
from,
I know. He saw that.
Work.
Oh, he got it away,
Got
did
it
he?
away. Slater.
Slater. And again, great backing up, and he's thrown it away to Crocker. Crocker still rolling forward. They've got it inside the 10.
Well,
Can they cross the line?
determined for them that they're not going to score today.
Away it goes on the other side. Cronk, he's got to kick out wide. Has he made that? Yes, he has. Great play.
Well.
He's thrown it back in.
Going.
Yes, line there to defuse it, so it's a handover.
Great defence from Manly.
Great defence. And what's he done here?
Great defence from Manly.
Restart at the 22, but for some
obscure reason there was
knock
a knock on. He
but
came in the Melbourne knock on. And so on the turnover, I guess.
Here we go, Slater. Slater got one away. Good pass on a Crocker.
Crocker did well there.
Did well, kept on going. Lovely head work there.
Yeah.
And then the kick here. Let's have a look here. Oh, he's ruling that a knock-on. Well, it's got to be a knock-on, but it should be a restart, shouldn't it? If the Manly player played at the ball, it should be a restart.
Yeah, it should be, yeah.
For the Storm, the visitors.
Yeah.
If I can put it this way. It's all very, very well for the Wolfman to shout out now. Just do a bit of barking. Woo, woo! That's what we want to hear. That's what kids want to hear. They want to hear a real Wolfman. So scrum
it's
feed.
It's a Melbourne feed.
Oh, I reckon that was wrong.
I reckon that was wrong too.
Away it goes. Good defence there onto Slater. He's got to get up and play the ball.
Very
Great defence.
frustrating now. 1-on-1 too.
Anyway, away it comes now to Turner. Turner looking to burrow his way. Maybe if he got a spade out there and dug his way forward, it'd be great. Now we've got Inglis at dummy half. Away it comes now to Crocker. Crocker's also slow here, though. We've got Lima. And the players aren't deep enough to charge up on them.
There's no sense of making a line break, is there?
No. Back it comes now. They're going to have to kick up over the top. That's the replacement, Jeremy Smith. Sorry, that is Smith out there now. Back it comes on to Cooper Cronk. Cooper Cronk one way, then the other way. This is a good barging run there from Brett White, but White hasn't been effective today particularly, has he?
No.
But you'd have to say it's knocked on.
Lost the ball.
Restart from the 22.
Yeah, restart.
And that was probably the last chance of seeing some score.
Of earning a little bit of getting some respectability. I mean, that's going to be hurtful on the bus on the way back to Melbourne.
I know. When you look at the tape. Give me that again, Roy, sorry.
I assume they'd be bussing down. I don't think they'd waste the money to fly them back.
Oh, no, they wouldn't.
Just put
they would. No. They'd be bussing down. They'd have a video up looking at what we can do next year.
I suppose.
Maybe thinking about some players. They lose a fair few players, though, the Storm, don't they?
Do
lose.
they? I suppose.
Well, Crocker,
yeah.
He could change his mind. Inglis goes. Crocker, the heart and soul
Where's
of the team.
Inglis going?
He's going to the...
Is that official?
Well, one of them goes to the Bronx. Is it Inglis or Folau?
No, I think it's Folau.
Folau goes to the Broncos. Sorry, Inglis. And I think they lose somebody else to St George.
Well, you'd have to say, looking at them today, that the Broncos have made a bad buy.
I know, yeah. Well, they're very disappointed. Here's Watmo with a run. God almighty, anything will happen now. And there's a busted player. Might be, let's see, Bryant there on screen.
Yeah, it looks like Storm got the ball back here. So they might be able to get some respectability.
They've got 17...
but I tell you what, the 24 looks good, but I tell you, from Manly's point of view, it's the naught that looks more impressive.
No, the naught's the one, yeah. I mean, you can...
That's what they're aiming for.
There's the Beaver having sit down.
They wanted to do give a naught to the Beaver.
I know, a naught... That's
they?
right. They want the Beaver to go out
on a
with
naught.
a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Look, no runners, even Crocker. He knocked the ball back. No, Crocker. He was the only one who was prepared to run.
Yeah.
And now Tony Archer with a bit of a grin.
Yeah.
And, of course, the ball knocked out by Glenn Stewart there, I think, as we watch on play here.
And it must be hard for the Storm boys because they know that the game's over.
Yeah, we've got to get through 17 more minutes of this.
Yes.
And I suppose that what's interesting about it is that Watmo feels as though, you know, it was worth the effort, worth staying on. You know, I could have left last year.
Yes.
Because, you know, obviously I could have followed Josh Perry and become, maybe the fourth man in.
Yes. Sure.
But I've stayed on.
Wisely decided another year of rugby league.
Another year of rugby league. So you can really feel the sting going out of the game. Even the scrums aren't packing with any viciousness. And it'd be good to see Crocker explode now, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I mean, about now.
Well, yeah. Yeah, any of them. You know,
yeah, true. Just to give us something memorable. The Wolfman coming in off his line. The Wolfman hasn't been very wolfish, though, has he? He's been a bit quiet today.
And it must annoy the Wolfman that Robertson has scored, 2 tries?
Three on his side. You know, do you know what I mean? As Manly roll up the park now, there's a little bit of a niggle coming into the game.
Niggle I like.
Well, it could explode here, a bit of stupidity. I mean, Crocker wants to go out being remembered rather than, might have been Blair there with the ball.
Well, this is Crocker's last hurrah, isn't it? It's the last tilt.
Bryant, rather. The last tilt in Australia. He won't make the test side, will he? Well, I suppose if they run out of players halfway through the... Wow.
Great kick.
This is Inglis, right
Inglis,
on the... he's playing in the back line, so Slater can go up. Yeah, Slater can up forward.
Well, that's admitting that Inglis has been useless today.
Yeah, Inglis completely. Well, you can't play a centre.
He's a centre, yeah.
As a half. It just doesn't work. 5/8 rather.
Does not work.
And so now we've got who's this with the ball? Might be let's see, missed that player. Might be Lima. Sorry, with the ball.
And I tell you, who'd be a proud man today. That's Des Hasley, the forgotten man of the side.
The forgotten man of the side, yes,
isn't he?
Is he? Going to say a few words as coach, or will he just, sort of, mumble?
I suppose he will be asked a few things.
Like how'd you do it?
Yeah.
Do you ever think it was in doubt?
Yeah.
Crocker's still trying to inject something. Oh, he got up. Oh, he looks to unload. No runners, though. Very one out. They've been one out for about the last hour, haven't they? And now,
Well, Crocker's rightly dark because no one was there
to help him. What's happened here?
And now Crocker's done something stupid.
Well, you can read it. He said, Hull, it won't be like this in Hull. We'll be winning.
He was in the wrong spot on the ruck.
He probably feels as though he should get on the plane now. I wonder if he's on a flight tonight.
Yeah, no, he didn't. I didn't go back. Yeah.
Well, he didn't. Stuart knows the rules there, and of course, this is at the time when you start thinking about things like how it could have been different, what I should be doing next. I think he could make the late plane. I think there's an Emirates flight goes about 10 o'clock towards Dubai and then on to London that way. He'd get there sometime tomorrow. Probably Hull would be looking for him to come, and especially with the tape. Watmo looking to hit the line hard in the 66th minute, 24-0. It's all over basically here today at the Grand Old Girls Stadium, Australia. Here's the one-try hero.
Yeah, Kite.
One-try hero, Kite.
But the left-hand side here is the way to attack, isn't it?
Yes, certainly is. This side here. Orford trying to see the line. Everybody's gone quiet for the Medibank people, haven't they?
They have.
They're just playing out time, and I just don't know quite what's going to happen here. Here's the Wolfman going in.
The Wolfman, well.
Anybody can score a try now.
If the barking man goes in.
If the kennel man. Now, let's have a look. David Williams there with that try. You worried about the grounding at all?
No, I thought the grounding was fine.
28-0, difficult kick for Maddie. Let's have a look at this again in slow motion if we can get some pictures up on screen. And just to work out, here we go. There. Oh, no,
Easy.
Perfect. Easy. Definitely.
He did well.
Yeah, he did very well. Little room to move in, but did very well. Just a quick man, obviously beating a slow old, boring old Melbourne player. And who's this trying to come across and get him? Must be his opposite number, of course, I suppose. I know the 5. Is it Quinn?
Yeah, Quinn. The two-try hero from the CG. That must seem like forever.
I know. It would. So the score's starting to really creak. 28-0. And let's have a look. I don't think there'll be any doubt about this is a try.
Oh, no, it's a try.
Try.
You are listening to the birth of humanity and the rise and rise of Rugby League live on Triple J.
Roy, except for the bowel cancer, this won't be a memorable final, will it?
No, it won't, because we remember close finals, don't we?
Yeah, we do. And this is a bit of a blow, really, now, isn't
this reminds me of the game, when Eastern Suburbs beat St George 38-0 all those years ago.
Yeah, fair enough.
And a game you don't often think about.
No, or even last year. Last year's grand final was 38-6 or something like that. It's completely unmemorable match. We're up to 28-0, and I suppose, it'll be of interest to TAB punters, which would be the main thing to worry about, meaning, I suppose, people would have bets on 28-0.
And there's the Wolfman there, and you think, actually, if he hadn't grown that beard, he wouldn't be the Wolfman, he'd just be no one, wouldn't he?
Would he just be David Williams?
He'd just be David Williams.
Yeah, and what's good about it, because David Williams, let's face it, there's probably a lot of David Williams as Maddie gets the kick underway. Is that going to drift back? No, sadly, it remains at 28-0. Very difficult kick for Maddie or anybody, really, in the 69th minute. 69, I like that. Now, what I was going to say, Roy, was the memorable grand finals don't tend to blow. Except for the supporters, they left him a bit of room to move there, didn't they? They didn't cover up that at all well. In fact, the Robertson, if you count up the number of tries scored by wingers, it's remarkable, isn't it?
It is.
Robertson's got 3. Kite got 1 up the middle.
Yeah.
Aitken got 1 from dummy half.
Well,
and now
it just
Williams,
tells you how much defence is being sucked up. Oh, here we go.
Here comes a beautiful run
Robertson.
here.
This could be a great run.
Oh, wonderful run. Now it's starting to really open up. And who's that got back there? He's that Geyer to help stop him. Back it comes now with Heath Lestrange getting the ball away onto Orford. Orford then playing it back to, looks like Bryant there with the ball, taking 3 or 4 to get him. God, what a run this has been. They're going to get another try here, Roy.
Yeah, well,
onto
I think
Lestrange.
Orford's off. I think Orford's still out there, but he's a bit injured at the moment.
They butchered a try, Roy. Absolutely butchered.
Was that Maddie?
It might be.
I think Maddie butchered that.
That's dreadful, isn't it? Butchering a try like that when you've done so well.
Yeah.
And they've made the most of their opportunities. 80,000, not a bad crowd, Roy.
No, it's not bad, is it? And when you could factor in all the souls that are here as well.
I know, which probably takes it over the 100,000.
It's a full house, yes.
a lot of souls sit two to a seat. And I'll tell you what, I saw the...
This is too easy, isn't it? Too easy.
Brilliant pass.
Holes appearing now in Melbourne that you wouldn't have seen.
Yeah, all season.
All season,
And is that right about Crocker's only lost once with them or twice with them? This is the second time?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. And they've been a very dominant side. This could be the end of the Storm.
I think it's...
I think the people in Melbourne are going to have to look at themselves and say, well, what do we do now for a rugby league side?
Yeah.
I mean, they're losing all their players. Yeah. Crocker, of course, on that 10:15 flight to Dubai tonight. And, one of them's going up to the Broncos.
Yeah, that's right. And all the others live in Sydney, so they'll just be staying
home,
There won't be much...
Maybe Bellamy...
But there'll be very mooted celebrations in Melbourne for rugby league, you'd imagine, tonight and tomorrow.
There would. They'd be very muted. And once again, we come back to how difficult it is to get a back-to-back win. And you'd have to say this Melbourne team is very ordinary because it's only got one win.
Yeah.
And am I right in thinking it's only got one win out of 3 grand finals?
Yeah.
In this golden age of Storm football. Well, it's just pathetic, isn't it?
Right.
You'd have
they
to
won in their first year, remember?
with Lazo.
With Lazo. Glenn Lazarus.
Against St George.
Yeah.
Now, look, can I say that, you'd have to say, I think questions has to be asked at the highest level about the Melbourne Storm and the future of the Storm in Melbourne now. 28-0 is a and we got 70. We've played 70 minutes. It's 28-0. And can I also point out that you have to look at the coaching? You have to look at the coaching.
You do.
You have to look at the highest level. As we get a runner coming off, it might be Beaver.
Beaver? Why is Beaver going
he must be going in to get a needle in that shoulder. Do you know what I mean? The coaching, you have to look at the support staff. You have to look at, where it's located. You really have to kind of go back and begin
again. You've got to
again.
rethink the whole club machinery,
You
haven't
do. And whether it works
you'd
in
have
Melbourne.
to say something's gone wrong. It's come off the rails.
It's come off the
at
rails.
a critical time.
Yeah, and you'd have to say, we don't want a side in Melbourne that's easy boots, known as the easy boots. It's all very well to have you, I feel better now, but this team isn't going to feel better for a long time, is it?
No, it's not. No, it's all over for this team. You'd have to sack them all, I think.
And just begin again with the blank sheet. Oh, the Beef's back. There he is, 349.
Gee, that needle worked well, didn't it?
It did. It did something to his face, though. I think he's come off.
Maddai's got a bucket
the Beef will have to
now.
go back on.
Beaver might have to go out and replace Maddai.
And it's great to think he's playing on too.
Yeah, but over in Hull.
In Hull.
With Crocker.
With Crocker. On the same team.
I suppose so.
And Maddai now.
No, Maddai's got... that shoulder's been...
it's his neck by the looks. He has trouble with everything. He either hits a player and comes off, the player comes off, or he comes off worse. Yeah. It's got to a farcical save.
Here.
Oh, yeah, the beautiful tackle there by Aitken. Aitken's gone quite too... But they did the right thing. They tried to pull his head off in one of those grapples. He doesn't even worry about getting him around the... Well, I could say that should be a penalty, shouldn't it?
Well, for hitting him around the head.
Well, no, for hitting him too high. No, I don't mind him being hit on the head. No. I know he's got to come off. They need that Medivac car out there.
Oh, you'll be right.
Do you think? Yeah. Rugby league, old salt.
No, you'll be right. I mean, Beaver would be happy to go back on. I'm
no,
sure.
he's coming back on, Beaver.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. The crowd.
Well, I only thought they were going to see, Beaver once today, but they're seeing Beaver again.
No. Double dose of Beaver. That's tremendous. And the fans here loving every moment of this. Oh, it's great for bowel cancer, isn't it?
Well, bowel cancer's the winner, isn't it?
If rugby league isn't the winner, you'd have to say bowel cancer.
I just hope as a result of tonight's win, though, there isn't an epidemic of bowel cancer. People saying, well, I want it.
Oh, I've got it. Because I've thought about it. Now, I hadn't thought about it until the grand final, and now I think I've got it. Did they give a penalty there for the head high?
No.
I just play the ball?
Play the ball, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Maddai's gone off to...
with bowel cancer in the neck.
Yeah.
Back it goes. Good play there from
the slow steward.
Yeah, the slow steward. He's going to score a try. That's how weird it's got. Dallas Johnson there, bottling him up as well, grappling on. Oh, yeah, I'll blow up about it now. Read about it in the paper. On it goes to the... it might have been Jason King there in the middle. And away it comes now. And here they come now. Beaver gets it out right. Robinson.
Beaver's going to score.
Beaver scores.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I think that's a try.
Beaver scores.
Oh, fairy tales, rugby league.
The final try.
Oh, no way.
I hope that's the final try. And they just gave it straight away. They didn't have to go upstairs.
No, you haven't got to go upstairs. No, Beaver knows how to. He knows where. I tell you what, he knows where the ground is. Doesn't he? I don't care what you say about Beaver.
Oh, no, it's fantastic. And I remember he breaks the record 4,229,000. He throws
Gets
the
the
pass.
ball away.
Robertson thinks about it and then turfs it back into Beaver. Beaver there on the spot and grounds a beautiful grounding again. Tremendous work.
Well, that's the best grounding of any of the tries we've seen today, I think.
That's true. Grounding was, you couldn't fault it.
Yeah, you couldn't fault that.
And
Because he practices those little things all the time. You know, he's always grounding things around the house.
is he second on the all-time premiership try scorers?
I think so.
You mean he's grounds that? He practices around the house, and now in rugby league, in the heat of battle, he's done it 180 times.
Yes.
Found the ground.
Found the ground.
Only one player's ahead of him in finding the ground.
Kenny Irvine.
I know.
You know, and he was very close to the ground, Ken. I mean, you couldn't get him off the ground most of the time. You know, it was get up, Ken. Come on, Ken.
Go on, Ken. Put the shorts back on. Come on, Ken. Back on.
Now, Beaver's always grounding. It wouldn't matter what you gave him. You know,
he could ground to say
a cup of coffee, Beav.
Yeah.
As soon as he'd finish it, he'd ground the cup.
How about a tyre wrench? Can he plant that?
Yeah, he'd ground it.
Now they've got to go back to Orford, I suppose, because Mattai's off.
No,
give
it's Jamie Lyon. Well, why wouldn't they give it to Beaver?
I don't know. I'd give it to Beav.
Because that would have been funny. That would really rub it into the storm, wouldn't it?
They would. Lyon addresses the ball. There, you got a beautiful shot there of what we call the view ahead in rugby league.
Well, I think Beaver might be going to Bradford.
All right. What, we will play against Crocker?
Yeah.
Gee, that'd be a good game. He's kicked it. Fantastic. 34-0 on the boot, part 2. And it's starting to get silly.
This is history in the making. This is rugby league. This is great. And it's live on Triple J.
And haven't both grand finals taken on a similar Roy, this year? You know, two teams produced their worst matches.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right.
And is that Jeff Tuvey, hugging him?
No, that's not Tuvey's.
There's Crusher Cleo.
Crusher Cleo, though, yes.
Tremendous.
Well, he's
work.
part of the Brains Trust, of course.
It's true. 34-0. What a great result. That might be Ben Kennedy there, who played for Man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I saw Ben Kennedy at the Scone races earlier this year. He looked very fit. I said, any thoughts of coming back? And he said, if they have a rough patch in the middle of the year, I'm prepared to put my hand up and get
Did he really say that?
Incredible.
Because he'd never forget where the ground was either, would he?
I know, he wouldn't. Or which way's forward. But a lot of these Storm players have forgotten which way forward. Oh, no,
they've given up. Oh, no, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Oh, no. Stewart, the fastest man on the park.
He got the flick away.
Got the ball away.
Brilliant ding-dong bell.
Oh, that's marvellous.
And now I'm pretty sure that's Bell who got that try.
Yeah, it was Bell.
Razzle-dazzle in the 76th minute. Oh, it's all over, bar the trip home for the Melbourne Storm. I tell you what, this is going to kill rugby league in Melbourne.
Yeah, for sure.
Kill rugby league in Melbourne.
Without doubt. Without doubt. And who do we blame here? I mean, do we blame Bellamy? Is that where we start? For killing rugby league? That was.
Yeah, well, he didn't apologise.
No, he didn't.
Would you say the footy bus hit him? Look, this is great. He got the ball away there.
Yeah, Watmo involved.
Watmo, he gets it, stands and delivers. Gets it onto Lestrange. Lestrange out to Orford. Then this great break. You don't often see this.
No.
That's the bust of the game, honestly.
That's fantastic, isn't
Glenn
it?
Hall powering up the middle of the park. Back on to Stewart now on the inside. No defence.
There.
The 7's too late. Cronk, beautiful flick back. And who's there? Johnny on the spot.
Ding-dong bell.
Ding-dong bell. 36-0, and if he can't convert this, then everybody should go home. It's going to be a bar.
36-0.
Great result for the bookies.
Oh, isn't it ever?
Yeah, terrific.
Yeah.
And I hope the Titans got their betting agency up and running.
Yeah.
In time for this.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a wonderful thing, and there's congratulations all round. And we wait for. I notice our stats man has already converted it, got it up to 38.
Yeah, I know.
He's very quick off the boot.
He's quietly confident.
Yeah. And Des, of course, emotional Des, won't say anything. It's just a tremendous result for the whole, can I just once again, for the health industries in Australia.
Yes.
And the forgotten man of the Northern Beaches, Ken Arthurson.
Yes.
Have you thought about Ken while we've called the game?
No, I haven't, but I am now, and because I think Ken had a very important operation. I think he's recovering from hip surgery at the moment.
Is that right?
And I know Ken always takes our call, and Ken, if you are listening, all the best getting over the hip surgery. I know how painful that can be, but I know you'd be sitting there loving your rugby league.
38-0. The Lion converted a tremendous effort.
40-0, HG.
Oh, 40-0.
40-0.
Sorry, I was 2 points behind. 40-0. God, what a score. And it's one of those games, unless you're interested in bowel cancer, is completely forgettable.
Yes.
I mean, I can
true.
understand. Is that a Cleal there on screen?
No, it
the
wasn't.
other Cleal?
No, I don't think so.
There is a Cleal involved in all of this, isn't there?
Yeah, Crusher.
And this is Bryant with the ball. God, I mean, if they've got a few more like him, they'll hang on to this.
They will, and there's time enough to score again if they can put on a bit of... Here's Wolfman. Everyone's putting their hand up now, wants to get involved.
Well, Wolfman wants to be a forward now. He wants to go in the second row. He loves what he sees up the front there. And, of course, away it comes now. I was going to say both grand finals, the team that lost produced their worst performance on grand final day.
Yes, and this is the worst I've ever seen Melbourne play. I don't know how long they've been up and running.
99, I think about 11 or 12 years.
11, 12 years. It's the worst performance I've ever seen them play.
And isn't it good for Crocker to go away with a real loser, with a real feeling a loser?
Yes.
And here's Slater, really, done not
going
much.
backwards.
Yeah, going backwards.
And who got him?
Beaver. Try-scoring hero of the second half. Turner, nothing. Had a great game last week, nothing this week. Very difficult against the opposition. He's got Maddai and Robertson out on his side, I think. Oh, they're going nowhere. They're just having the shirts pulled off and made it look silly. Folau, and he's lost the ball, lost forward. He's had a turnover. Often they go.
Here's Robertson
Manly.
with the ball now, is it?
And he's going to be a forward too, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, they're all queuing up to be forwards.
Now, is it?
Oh, yes, you might be right there.
Everyone wants to get involved.
I know.
Well, there points there to be had.
They're just points to be plucked from the Medibank I Feel Better Now team. Beautiful hit on that head. I just saw it falling down.
Yeah.
That was Josh Perry, third man in.
Come on now, can score out this
Come on,
you've
got no overlap. Here we go. He got it back on the Stewart. On the run around. He's got the run ball. No, give the ball a lot.
Oh, what a lovely high tackle.
Yes, that was fantastic there. Fantastic on
Cronk.
And away it comes now. And the match now, sadly... Well, it's been a bit of a who cares.
Becoming comic, yeah, but I suppose Melbourne have got to ask themselves, where did we go wrong here today?
I know. Where did we go wrong?
Did we bring our footy heads?
Yeah, no, they're in the boot. And Bellamy congratulations Hasler for a great game there. And you'd have to say all the rhino horn worked. The acupuncture and the...
What a shot in the arm it is for weird medicine.
Wow. And can I say weird medicine and bowel cancer in the same sentence?
Yes,
I don't know what I want to say about it, but I've just put those two things together. Weird medicine and bowel cancer. I mean, maybe there's a future there. It needs to be explored, and Dr. Des will be doing it in a clinic starting tomorrow. And it must be close to the end now. There's the final kick of the game, and if that's not the end of it, they're counting down. It's still in the field of play, so it should be the end there. There it is now.
I'll kick it out.
And Manly have won the 2008
What
Grand Final.
and Beaver. Watmo and who's it? Robertson.
It's
Beaver and the slow Stewart. Memories, HG. Look at these images.
Hysterical images now of Manly Seagull winning the title for the first time since 1991. It's been a long time between drinks. And there's Beaver. He's on the Emirates flight tonight, 10:15, on his way to Bradford.
And Beaver's got a good chance of winning the Clive Churchill,
Well, let's take a short break and wrap up the second half and think Churchill.
Cicero, Chaucer, Cromwell, and Sir Joshua Reynolds were not idiots, and they loved their rugby league. Live on Triple J.
And just these pictures now, Dr. Des looks as though he's lost.
He does, doesn't he? Woody's never happy. He's lugubrious, isn't he?
Yeah, never happy.
He never has a smile on his face. You could tell him the funniest joke in the world, and you get nothing from him.
Terry Hill did that for years.
I know.
From him.
Nothing.
Now, in the second half, the score at half-time, if my memory serves me correctly, was 8-0. Seems like an eon ago.
It does.
We got underway the second half with a Robertson try off a Maddai, should I say a Robertson try, out wide, took the score to 12-0, converted by Maddai, that's what I was trying to get to, 14-0. Robertson got another try 6 minutes later, 18-0. Then everybody was queuing up for tries. They realised the gates had opened, and in the 59th minute, Kite scores, Maddai converts and takes the score to 24-0. In the 69th minute, the Wolfman had done bugger all except, put his tongue out all afternoon, got a try, 28-0. Maddai took the score to 32-0. Then Menzies got a try. Beaver got a try. It was all on then. It was a laugh-a-rama. And Lyon had to convert here. 76th minute, Bell got a try, and but Lyon converted again, took the score to 40-0. Roy, it was a completely forgettable game, except for those interested in Manly.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. I just saw Cam Smith there, actually. He'd be the only happy man in the Melbourne team, because he's probably thinking, well, I'm the difference between
success and failure.
success and failure.
Yeah, no, it's good. Is he going anywhere, or is he staying down in
I think
Melbourne
he'd stay there.
to rebuild a team?
Yeah.
Around him?
Yeah.
He's
Well,
not
he
the-
won't go back. He'll go back at the start of training next year, I suppose.
I suppose so.
I suppose he'd live at Manly, wouldn't he?
Well, he would live at Manly and obviously enjoy the northern suburbs, lifestyle.
Yeah.
And now we've got to go to your thoughts on Churchill. Firstly, let's run through the Melbourne team. The Sea Eagles team.
Yeah.
We start off with Brett Stewart. Did a lot of running from, where you expect him to run from full back. Got a try, so you'd have to say he's had a very good game.
Very good game, a solid game, not a great game.
Michael Robertson, brilliant out wide. Did a
Yeah.
lot of tackling as well as obviously got a couple of tries. Steve Bell got that try late.
Did.
Steve Maddai, he was had a good game.
He's very good in the first half.
Very
in
good,
particular,
bottling
yeah.
up the poke and grunt of both Turner and Folau. Williams got a try, but stuck his tongue out most of the afternoon and did a bit of growling, which was good. Jamie Lyon had a very solid game.
Yes.
He got a couple of goals late. Matty Orford, very good all over. Brent Kite, great player, great through the final series.
Yeah.
Probably you'd have to say the heart and soul of bowel cancer. Matt Ballin, very good from dummy half for the first 40 minutes. Josh Perry, the third man in, as always. What you'd expect, probably, Northern Beaches tonight. Knock, knock, knock. Who's that? Josh! Come on in. Anthony Watmo, probably partly limbo land for him. Not had some good touches, but I wouldn't call it redemption. Glenn Hall, great game. Glenn Stewart, the slower person, very solid. And then you go to the bench place. Lestrange, didn't see enough of him to form an opinion. Love Mark Bryant, Jason King, and the man, the forgotten man, the man who's already bound for the Emirates flight, 10:15 tonight. Steve, the Beaver Menzies! Roy, a Churchill medalist.
Well, Churchill, I wouldn't be surprised if Kite won it.
Mm-hmm.
Kite played very well, tremendous in defence, and put his hand up to run the ball up time and time again. Beaver Menzies would be a sentimental pick. He did everything right. His defence was good.
The third man in? Any chance?
I don't think the third man in's going to.
Wouldn't that be great? That'd be something.
It would be.
To go,
wouldn't it?
knock, knock, knock. Who is it? It's Josh. Guess what? Churchill medalist.
Come on in.
Yeah.
But if you look at the Melbourne team, HG, conversely, Slater, was he there? Not much, only he used the foot or the knee.
They've drenched Desi. Look, he found that funny.
He loves a practical joke.
That's right.
Yeah.
Simple humour.
Yeah.
Just sight gags.
Yeah.
Look, there it is. And they got Zorba as well. They got Zorba
love
Peters.
that.
That's fantastic. It's so cool out here, and now they're all wet. That's great. And look at Zorba. He's hobbling around there. Fantastic work. Roy,
Turner, was he there? Guy, ordinary. Palau showed a little bit of promise, but that
they got one
disappeared.
break in the first half, but they're not
Quinn
finishing.
Inglis, wasn't Inglis ordinary?
He was. I think they're playing him out of position.
Yeah.
Cronk, I thought, had quite a good game. And then you come to their pack. Lima, Aiken was good for a while. Brett White, not solid enough. They weren't able to kind of muscle their way over the Manly pack.
Crocker never got mad because he wasn't going to be mad. He was concussed by Slater.
Yeah, by a knee in the head.
Yeah.
Then you've got Jeremy Smith, Dallas Johnson, very steady, but, no go forward. And the bench looked as though Kafusi was okay, but when he got to inside the 20, nothing.
He just kept dropping the ball.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's a very sad day for rugby league, really, because
It's
it came
sad for rugby league in America. In Melbourne, you'd have to say rugby league is now dead in Melbourne.
We came out with such high hopes, Roy. You and I were driving out earlier today, obviously in time for the under-20s. And what a great game that was.
Well, it was a great game.
And we thought that it would be a close game.
We did.
But that's the beauty of rugby league, isn't it? It's a funny old game, isn't it?
Because you can't predict.
I know. You couldn't predict if you said to me it'll be 40-0.
Well,
I would have said, you're on the gear.
Yeah.
Stub it out.
Yeah. Exactly.
But there it is. That's proven us both wrong. We couldn't have hoped for a more lopsided
redemption.
match.
They did get redemption, didn't
They did. Yeah, it certainly did. And the players who hung out in Manly, a lot of them wanted to leave. I know Watmo wanted to leave. I know, Maddai wanted to leave. David Williams wanted to leave because they couldn't bear the problem of being in third.
That's right.
And on the other hand, it's so hard to get back-to-back wins, isn't it?
It's almost impossible in the modern era.
In the modern
era. I think it's just too taxing. So you'd imagine a lot of the Manly players would think, well, I mightn't stay next year.
No, it's true. True, because we haven't got a hope.
Because we haven't got a hope. Why bother?
The percentages
It's going to be very hard for Des to get them fired up. Come on, boys, we can do it. Well, no, we can't.
No. I tell you what,
Doesn't matter how well we play.
I'm not going to take any of that rubbish gear again, Des. I'm not taking any of that rhino horner gear again. I'm not
What's
taking
the point? I hate the taste of it, Des, and we're not going to win anyway.
I know. And that's St John's wort. No. And
Forget
stop
it.
bloody doing the cupping, Des.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the cupping anymore.
No.
And stop pulling chicken livers out of my knee. I know they're fake, Des. I can see them in your hand before you go down there.
Yeah, and Des, I'm telling you this for nothing. I'm telling you this now. I'm not going to train next year. Why should I bother?
We haven't got a hope.
I'll turn up on Saturday or Friday.
Yeah, fair enough.
Game. Just give me an hour's notice for the game.
That's right. I'll try and get sober. And I'll drink a couple of cups of black coffee. I've got to say, though, that's the thing about rugby league. It just rolls on.
It rolls on.
It doesn't stand still for anybody. And you think this moment...
It's like that lucky old son.
It is. Or
it's
the
got
Mississippi...
nothing to do.
Yeah. Or the Murray River in the old days.
Yeah, that's right. There's a bit of water there.
That's right. They stopped the Murray. Well, look, look, it was a great game, and obviously...
Well, it wasn't a great game. You know, it was rugby league the winner. I was hoping this was going to be rugby league's moment in the sunshine. But rugby league wasn't the winner.
No.
You know, let's face it. Melbourne was represented by a lot of clowns out there today. Clowns.
Who didn't know much about rugby.
Besmirched the wonderful reputation rugby league has earned over the last 7,000 years.
Yeah. And this 100 years that's been played in Australia.
Yes.
I suppose so.
I don't see rugby league having a day in the sun at all.
No, I suppose you're right, Roy. And all that's...
Two teams have got to turn up prepared to play, you know.
Yeah, and only one did.
And only one did. It was one long surrender tackle from Melbourne, wasn't it? And I hate the surrender tackle.
I know. Got a final thought, Roy? Can it get back from here, rugby league? I mean, it might take 100 years.
No, I'm telling you now. And I never thought I'd ever get to this point. But I'm telling you, HG.
Rugby league's dead.
Rugby league's lost me.
So there it is. The Boot Part 2 cracked box and buried. Congratulations to the winners, the human face of bowel cancer, the Manly Seagulls. The tune, wait for it if you've just joined us, 40-0. Congratulations, Captain Matty Orford, who's on his way somewhere. Congratulations, Supercoach Des Hasler. Ladies and gentlemen, the Boot Part 2 is always tinged with sadness as we bring down the curtain on another wonderful season of rugby league. Sadly, the grand final didn't do the season justice. There will be a festering hole in your life because no one will be dobbing Stevens around in anger until about March next year. You'll have to fill that hole with other activities of your own creation. Hopefully, all will have a liquid consumption component. As we sign off from that magnificent stadium on that one day in October, can I thank, on behalf of a grateful nation, Nina Exarian on the buttons and the boards, the voice of football, King Wally Otto in the soundproof booth, Scott Dooley for pushing the show around the park, Deus Ex Dare Jennings for the stats and the scoreboard, and of course my colleague in league, the man with a big grin as he goes in for the grope, rampaging Roy Slaven. And finally, a big thanks to you, Australia, for simply taking an interest in the buggered caper. We leave you to whoop it up across the nation with a simple and simply sign off with a simple reminder that Triple J is spot by now.
Triple J.